Zone Studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. The Titans kicked off the preseason with a 19-13 win over the San Francisco 49ers at Levi Stadium last night. Cam Ward got a few series in, 5 of 12 for 57 yards, a rating of 56.6. Will Levis and Mitchell Trubisky getting reps. Hendon Hooker finished it out for the Titans. Leading the way on the ground, Julius Chestnut had five carries for 47 yards. This weekend, Nashville Soccer Club hosts Inter Miami, a matchup of the top two teams in Major League Soccer. Kickoff at 7:30. Pregame coverage on The Zone starts at 7. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
We got a football game to talk about, boys. Good morning. Good to be back in Nashville. A wonderful trip to the Bay Area. A preseason win, 19-13 for the Titans last night. 615-737-1045, our first reaction Friday, because we will not have a Thursday night football game proper to talk about in the regular season, but we'd be happy to take your reaction in the meantime. We're going to have smart reaction today. It's our first Brett Kern Friday of the season. Very excited about that. Brett's probably already here. Somebody should probably let him in the building. I haven't looked at the text. Make sure Brett's okay. Make sure we have the MV punter. Greg Cosell will be here, and we will have smart discussion about what we saw from specifically Cam Ward last night, and I would love to hear your feedback on the game. F&M Bank Chat, available to you. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch is where you can live stream us. Leave your commentary there. And if you're hanging out on YouTube, do us the courtesy of liking the video this morning. Good morning, boys. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Friday.
We're all in a very good mood, it seems.
Good news puts people in good moods.
We love to see it. We love to see it. So what's the temperature? How's morale? Because I too often am guilty of reading Twitter too much and taking the most extreme version of reaction and bringing it to air. I'd like not to do that today. So I wonder how the two of you took in the game, because for me, I thought the experience was largely good, even if you came away from the Cam Ward experience not feeling that good. There's a number of different reasons why. I thought it was a successful trip for them on the whole, because you got to measure yourself against a real live playoff team on Tuesday, and then you got to see what their depth looks like, which, against you, was comparable, I think, in a couple of different ways, even if one position group outperformed another, or if one team's run game was superior. The Titans ran the ball better than the 49ers last night. The Titans' defensive backs did not live up to the, pretty significant billing that got them here this offseason. The quarterback, I thought Curtis Rourke was the best one of anyone that we saw on the field last night. I thought Adrian Martinez thought that he was Will Levis. I'd not thought about Adrian Martinez in many years. He's only been in the NFL for 1 year, though. Did he have like a UFL stint? Either way, it was a good, productive trip, and I think it's important for the audience to see all of that with its good, which was, what, a 95-yard touchdown drive, 11 plays, Tony Pollard punching it in, some good Cam Ward completions, Calvin Ridley involved last night. He didn't quite connect with Carnell Tate the way that I know fans were looking forward to seeing. If you haven't gotten the opportunity to go out there and watch him and them at training camp, and then mixed results after the fact. Good on Joey Sly, whose job is, they were still working out kickers while we were in San Francisco and Santa Clara this week. So Joey Sly went out there 4 for 4, was the MVP, I might argue, of the night for the Titans in a winning effort. And the rest of it is fascinating. I think we know more about the offensive line today than we did just a few days ago. That matters. Just little data points to inform us as we try and learn more about that team. But I thought, do you think reality check, the two of you, when the term reality check is tossed out there, do you think it has a negative connotation?
Usually.
Is there a way to make it have a not negative connotation in the way that I felt like that was a reality check for them over the course of the week? because it can be good to have a dose of reality. Isn't that basically what Fred Warner said about him in his comments, where they were jawing a lot? I don't know, Lucas, if you
I did not see Fred Warner
saw this or read this. Fred Warner and Cam Ward had a nice exchange post-game last night. Cam was asked about it in the post-game press conference with us last night, spoke very highly of Fred Warner. Fred Warner was asked about Cam after the day on the practice field, where obviously Fred participated. And that's a different caliber of defensive player for the 49ers than we saw last night. And he said, yeah, he likes to talk. There's not a lot of quarterbacks that like to do that. Jury's still out. Looking forward to seeing. I'm rooting for him. And so that's kind of where we're at, with fans needing to understand where he's at in his process and how much better can he get through his own volition, and how much better can this coaching staff make him, right? The whole reason that the coaching staff was changed over, everything about Brian Daboll, everything about Carmen Bracilla and the offensive line work. Thought it was a nice offensive line performance. We got a lot of different stuff to talk about there. But I came away from the experience, at least for me, feeling largely good about the week of work that they got and what we saw to be able to talk about and inform us last night.
I mean, Cam Ward's performance is the headliner. Like, we don't have to, shy away from that. Everybody's watching the former number 1 overall pick. And on a night where other quarterbacks did perform well, including the one opposite him, you would like to see Cam Ward be better than he was yesterday. But, this defines the preseason, right? Curtis Rourke was objectively better than Cam Ward yesterday.
Best quarterback on the field of any quarterback that played last
by a large margin. He was really good. He was dropping dimes, and he was doing it against mostly Titans starters, whereas Cam Ward struggled against mostly Niners backups. Now, that's a fact. Would you rather have Cam Ward or Curtis Rourke as your quarterback moving forward as a franchise?
I might
build around.
I don't know. Do I get Kyle Shanahan with him? Because I love that Shanahan was just like, no, you don't even get Mac Jones. You get Curtis Rourke. I'm going to get you with Curtis Rourke. I thought that was pretty funny. And Curtis Rourke played really well. My thing with Cam is, when I watched that last night, it reminded me of what he looked like basically in the spring. And then what did he do? He got better throughout the course of training camp. He finished with 2 nice days at mandatory minicamp. Has performed, I think, well, largely. He has not looked that bad at a training camp practice, but this is the first time that they've played football, like real football, as close to real football as football gets without it being regular season games in, 7 months? He looks a little gun-shy, looks a little sped up. Any quarterback who got sacked 55 times last season would be, except the difference was last night, I thought he had a pretty clean pocket.
Yeah.
I thought they held up pretty well.
First team offensive line was really good. Honestly. And they were how many starters did the Niners play on defense, if any?
None.
0.
I don't believe so.
Okay. So they did what they were supposed to do. We talked about that the other day.
Yeah, push them around.
Would love to see the offensive line push around guys that are beneath them in the pecking order in terms of who's starting for an NFL team and who's not starting for an NFL team. And they did that. And then as the game went on, there were struggles to be expected for guys on the lower end of the depth chart. But, man, when we do stock up, stock down, there's going to be a couple offensive linemen in the stock up category.
Oh, stock up, stock down, Robert, after a football game.
I'm trying not to cry right
Look
now.
at you.
I'm trying not to cry.
Glowing.
I want to tell you, I'm proud of you.
Why would happen?
I'm proud of you because I fully expected you to come in here a day after saying, it's a preseason game, don't worry about it, to being oh, this was awful. This was a terrible showing by Cam. Oh, Cordell Flott. I fully expected you to come in here with negative, and you came in here with nuance, and I'm proud of you.
Very rare.
I am proud of you. That was a good job by you.
I haven't got the Cordell Flott yet.
We'll get there. There's always ups and downs.
No, but I felt good. I like covering football games. This is the fun stuff. This is why we do it. To be able to talk about football games, baby. This is why we do it. No, It was a, I think, and just the difference in the way that the coaching staff is running this thing, that 10-day nonsense in Atlanta and Tampa Bay last year, and, them taking to some spa outside of Atlanta or winery outside of Atlanta for the day, and the tug of war stuff with Brian Callahan, the fake Ted Lasso stuff, and I hate to just keep bashing Brian over and over and over again after the man's been fired, to dig additional dirt on his professional grave. But, this was just a well-executed road trip with valuable lessons learned, and now you see if you guys got the actual guys to fix them. Let me see Brian Daboll continue to work with the quarterback. Because I don't know. What is the expectation of Cam? Is he Joe Burrow as a number 1 overall pick? No. Is it okay if he ends up being Baker? Probably. Now, would you ideally like to not do what the Browns did and run Baker Mayfield out of town? Whatever. Like, I'm not trying to get 5 years down the road with this guy, but like, where are people, what are people looking to Cam Ward for today? Does he have to be one of the 6 guys that can drag any team to the postseason today? Or is there still a little bit of opportunity for grace here? I'm not saying he was good. That intentional grounding, that's just dumb. That's dumb. You can't do that. That's the most inexcusable thing he did all night. The rest of it was like, okay, yeah, he's sped up. His footwork needs to be better. He needs to get more comfortable behind the offensive line. Let's see how he does it next week. So we're going to talk about this with smart people because Brett Kern is here for the first Brett Kern Friday of the season, and it makes us very happy. So we're going to continue to talk about some football. We'll take your calls, 615-737-1045. I'm Buck Rising. It's 1045 The Zone. The Tennessee Men's Clinic is here to help you, just like they've been helping guys for almost 20 years, treating men in Tennessee with real history. They've been getting better and better in their practice each and every year. They're urologist-led. A urologist will oversee every part of your protocol and your individual care. If you want the best, go to the Tennessee Men's Clinic because the pills don't work for everyone. And even when they do, a lot of guys deal with different side effects, headache, flush face, all manner of different things that you don't want to deal with. If the pills haven't worked or never really did, that's exactly who the Tennessee Men's Clinic is built for. Their offer right now, just $99 for a full hormone panel plus PSA. You'll know your exact number in about an hour. So call them at 615-208-9090. That's 615-208-9090 or visit them online at TennesseeMen'sClinic.com. Oh, we're so happy. It's a football Friday. What are you laughing about? It's good to see you. That's Brett Kern.
You are very you're doing a lot better than I thought you would, considering your circumstances.
Why does everybody, non-believers, all of you?
Because it gets you. I was telling you guys, 2012, we opened up Seattle. Jake Locker was our draft pick, signed Matt Hasselbeck. And so we opened up preseason there, and the game was at 9 o'clock Central Time. And we rolled in, I think we got home 6:30 in the morning. 6:30, 7 o'clock. Bunch of guys just went right to the weight room, right from the airport, right to the weight room, get their lift in, knock that out, watch film. So
adrenaline.
Yeah.
Straight adrenaline.
That's right, they love ball.
Did y'all see Curtis Rourke went to the hospital?
No.
They took him to the hospital after he suffered a rib injury last night and was having trouble breathing.
Oh, God.
But he was checked out and released later on in the evening.
So no, like punctured lung or something like that? Because
No.
that's immediately where my head went.
But I didn't even see that he left with an injury.
He was ruled questionable with a rib injury. I don't know. I don't remember them ruling him out in the press box.
He's out.
Which is a shame. He played pretty good football.
He did. I mean, both of them did. Him and Martinez. They look pretty good.
So people are accusing me of doing drugs before I came in here. I mean, it's going to be okay. I'm a little bit delusional. The red eye
About
is
12 o'clock.
About 12 o'clock today. I'll start to get a little more grouchy, and then Robert will have to,
Your
pull
drink
some
over there.
shenanigans.
Your drink over there is empty.
Quad shot espresso in my chai tea latte today. Iced.
Oh, I've missed that laugh.
Boy, is geek.
Brett Kern Friday.
Yes.
Back on the show.
I got my email from Robert, the PDF of all the things I need to say. Now I'm just looking at my bobble leg. And
Look what he did to you.
Look how they massacred our boy.
Look at what this war criminal did
that
to
was
this
me, Brett.
Brett
That was
Kern
me.
bobblehead.
I have no way to drop the football.
I know.
My right arm is gone.
You're an inspiration, is what you are. You're a one-handed punter.
He's a survivor.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
So we have to purchase a new Brett Kern bobblehead because the one that Brett gave us, Lucas broke.
I have a box at home.
I bet you do.
Thanks to Puff over at the Titans facility.
Puff.
So we just got to make sure we can't be going through one of those a month, or else I'm going to run out.
Well, yes. Lucas, very Italian, talks with his hands. It leads to
It was. I think
Yeah,
it was.
but I don't understand. It was over.
No, it was one of these. It was like doing this to the console and
a little bit of Nick Saban.
Was it during the World Cup? Is that what happened?
Yes.
probably.
Very passionate.
When Brazil lost?
You would not believe how much soccer we talked.
It's great.
It was awesome.
We
was
had
awesome. I
we
mean,
had
I
an
was-
amazing time.
I was able to take Bryce to a game.
Yeah.
Down in Miami.
I went to that Norway-England game, right?
Norway, England. Got to sit. We sat up top, up with the English, and it was quite the experience. It was different. It was different than any type of football game, I've ever experienced, and it was a really good time.
Well, good.
I don't know how they had. I know FIFA, they got their issues and all that kind of stuff, but I just don't understand how you can have a game there in July, and then to then play again. England played again there a week later after playing Argentina. It's just the heat and those guys playing 120 minutes running. You feel it for the Nashville SC guys sometimes. The mileage that they're running in that heat, and to do it twice at an international level is unbelievable. So it was great time.
FIFA put on a show, man. They absolutely did. And now Infantino is getting run out of town potentially because, he just had to get a little more corrupt than the average corruption for FIFA.
FIFA's not corrupt.
Just a little more. Just a little more.
Money. Beautiful money.
So let's talk some ball. Preseason football last night. Brett Kern is going to visit with us every Friday during the season, which makes us very happy. Brett's notes are unparalleled on things, and we also have picks that we will get to later in the football season.
That's right.
Once these games start to matter. Brett, very competitive with the picks.
Yeah.
So we will bring back the ass whipping that he delivers to me in the
It wasn't
picks.
real. I mean, I went, 81 and 79. That is,
It's better than me.
well,
It's a lot better than me. So, large theme takeaways, overarching theme takeaways from last night. What struck you?
I think how they came out the gate, and I thought it was great. Obviously defense to come out, force the punt. Obviously due to a penalty on San Francisco there, but they still had a punt. But to start on the 5, I mean, Saleh had to be like, this is what we want. Start on the 5. Let's see what we got. starting and to go down, put together an 11-play drive, 95 yards, 56 of that rushing yards, to come out and how they looked. Whether it was Tajay, about a 6-7 yard run, turns it into 25. Yeah, I know. Sorry. We got kids, man. It
it'll never stop.
No, it's fine. We're all in our 30s.
We're keeping it alive.
Yeah.
You leave your children to come babysit here.
The kids forgot about the 6-7 stuff months ago.
We're keeping it alive.
We're still doing it.
Not with the adults. It's just ingrained into us. But even to see, Cam dropping back, stepping up, and getting 2 yards, 2nd and 8, Dable can work with that, right? And then next thing you know, it's 3rd and 3. Now, Dable can definitely work with that, right? And now you get this little shallow underneath cross into Ridley. And instead of really going out of bounds, probably, 13, 14 yards downfield, he's going upfield. And so I think just how they looked on that first drive, rushing the ball, O-line, pushing the line, winning the line of scrimmage, that was really good to see. And, I think what I loved most was Dable. The throws that Cam had were short. There's that one time where he drops back, and it's almost like he does this hop. It's like 3 hops, and you're like, that needs to go. And if it doesn't, he's going backwards. And obviously you saw that with the intentional grounding. But, for the most part, short throws, get it into the playmaker's hands, like little tight end screen to Gunnar Helm. And I've been listening to y'all, listening to the morning show, but I haven't been to a training camp practice. I haven't. I take it from a fresh eyes of really seeing. This is the first time I've seen the Titans.
Yeah,
last night
for sure.
And that's kind of how it was when I played. I'm over on field 3, working on drops. Snap. Whether it's Bo or Morgan working on snaps, or Ryan Suckup. We got a measuring tape out, measuring his steps, making sure they're. All right, hey, my back step, I'm 83 inches and a half, right? And then I'm going over 69 and a half inches, right? I mean, the detail. And so a lot of times I wasn't even paying attention to 7-on-7.
No, you're doing your own thing.
Doing my own thing. And I also found it hard to, when I was in training camp, to root for guys, right? Because it's our offense versus our defense, right? And so here I am rooting for a wide receiver, Mason Kinsley, right? Love that dude, right? And I want him on special teams, but then he's going up against a DB. I'm like, well, wait a second. I kind of want him as a gunner too, right? So who do I?
Yeah.
So it was tough during training camp. Like, who am I rooting for? Right, who am I rooting for? But then once you finally get to the game, it's like, okay, finally, right? We're playing another team. Now I can really go out there and root for my guys. So, then defensively, I think played solid. Like, guys were flying to the ball. Guys were hitting. And I think the one thing is the missed tackles, right? But you look at training camp and, you get Big Jeff taking 4 steps up the field. Can he hit Cam Ward? No. Right. So got a lot of guys, I think that's just knocking off a little bit of the dust of, hey, you're Cody Barton
missed a
sack, just kind of went over top of him.
4th down.
Cody immediately brought that up in the locker room afterwards. So he's like, got to have that, got to finish.
Yeah, I mean, you look at, was it Marcus Harris on Stribling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stribling, by the way, at some point, we're going to talk about him.
He's a stud.
I don't know how he didn't step out of bounds. Like, how do you call that?
I thought it was a good challenge.
You didn't see any of the white, but I'm thinking half of his foot is over the white. How do you?
Yeah.
Anyways,
I haven't seen the TV version of it, but from our vantage point in the press box and with the replay in front of us, it looked like a good challenge to us.
Right. But Harris has to wrap it up.
But
right?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Harris wrap him up, push him out of bounds.
Yeah.
Don't allow him to get that first down, the extra yardage. So I think the missed tackles, throughout the game will come. And then, like I said, I mean, guys, seeing first team all that kind of stuff, when they're done, people maybe turn the TV off. But for me, watching, the guys in the 3rd, 4th quarter, because some of those guys are going to be the ones sneaking in on special teams. And so to see that, to see some of those guys play, just watching them on special teams, guys running down there, Chestnut, the huge hit on kickoff, and obviously to see him run the ball. Good luck picking your running backs this year. That's
it's a tough problem.
They all looked great. Singleton, first time I've seen him run the ball, looks great. Pass pro, little bit of work.
Poor Will.
Yeah, besides that. But he runs the ball great. Runs tough, north-south. So there was really a lot of good things last night. And some of the stuff, we were texting about Flott. And, Stribling made he got his work in, right? 7 catches, 60-some yards that he had on 8 targets. So,
I will look up his exact stats. because it's what Titans fans were hoping for from Carnell Tate. Again, not Carnell's fault last night.
7 catches for 63.
8 targets,
Eight targets, right?
And that 32-yard
some of that
catch.
stuff was in soft zone stuff, and then obviously you got the 32-yarder, on Flott, which was not great, but he's also the first pick of the second round. So I mean, it's not like Flott's going up against a undrafted guy that is trying to make a team.
And Rourke was making it work for him.
Yeah.
He was excellent.
He was. So, and then also to see special teams, some penalties that you want to clean up on that. But, Joey Sly, 3 over 50, 55, 53, 58, obviously at 39 to help you win a ball game. And that's what you want. And I think I love the situational football stuff. At that end of that half, I'm trying to remember who it was hunting down. Was it Rourke or Martinez? I'm not sure who was in. I think it might have been Martinez at that point. But to force him outside and to not jump, he was pump faking, to not jump, to have the discipline to stay down on the ground and to force him out of bounds. And all of a sudden, what was probably, I don't want to say a chip shot field goal, but to have a 61-yard field goal to come up short. And now you have Joey Sly in your back pocket. You don't need a lot of room, and then the next thing you know, you steal 3 points before the end of the half. That is, love that.
Joey was talking to us about that specifically and how him and Morgan were kind of preparing for the situation as soon as it kind of presented itself that way. Brett Kern is hanging out in studio. We're talking about last night's preseason game. If you want to chime in, 615-737-1045, the number. But yeah, really nice rebound day by Joey Sly after I think he was 7 of 7 in the
San Francisco. That's
day
not
of
an
joint
easy
practice, and he didn't attempt one longer than 44 in practice.
Right.
They were giving him all kinds of run last night.
Yeah, I mean, deep. And I think too, last year I believe with his 7 misses, I have it in my notes somewhere, but I think 6 of them were on the left hash that he pushed right. Right. So there's kind of a tendency with his misses. And then last night to hit those deep field goals, 2 of them being on the left hash, right down the middle. That's good to see. So glad that he's feeling good. Yeah, he had the kickoff out of bounds, but I know he's been working on kind of like a knuckleball kickoff type stuff. And anytime you try to implement a knuckleball, good luck. So sometimes it works great and it's awesome. And then other times you're like, sorry, coach, I have no idea where this thing's going. So
he's the MV punter. He's Brett Kern hanging out in the studio.
Obviously, Cam Ward's performance in totality was far from ideal. When you look at some of the issues that you saw yesterday, whether it was the intentional grounding or one of his last plays of the game, the throw over the middle that 9 times out of 10 probably gets picked off. What was the number one thing that you look at from Ward's performance and say, no, this can't happen. This, even in a preseason game, this can't happen.
Yeah, I think it's just going backwards. Like I said, he's got this tendency of, and even on the ball that you were talking about, where it looked like he had Tate, and I think he was on his second little hop.
Yeah,
he does these little hops. I don't know if it's just to gain momentum, about ready to sling it, and so I think it was about on his second hop, and they showed the replay from behind, and it looked like he could have potentially threw one in there to Tate. Decided not to, and then all of a sudden now you're throwing kind of across your body, to Robinson, and the backer was there spy. I mean, he read his eyes, and he's not going to Tate, so he's going to go, to this in-breaking route, and probably should have been picked off. But even on the intentional grounding, he drops back, and it's 1, 2, 3, these little hops, and he gets it out. I mean, he can sling it. I think there was one just little in-cut slant that Robinson dropped, and it looked like, it was 50-50.
I thought he had a chance at it again from our angle.
It, but it's he gets it out quick, and it's coming. It's not, like a little, nothing against Tom Brady, but, Tom Brady would just kind of dump these things over the line and, the right there. No, Cam just, it's coming out, and you don't know what arm angle it is, right? It could be 35 degrees all the way down to about a 90-degree, thrown second base to first base type throw. So, but yeah, he took, 3 hops, and you're like, get rid of it. Like, I think everybody's got that mental, that clock, get rid of it. And then all of a sudden, now you're backing up 11 yards, and, you lose, 16 yards on the play. And now it's 2nd and 27, and they almost got out of it. They did a good job of getting some of it back. But, you saw what happened, when the Titans are that 3rd and 3, the 3rd and manageable shorts, and Dable can really open up the playbook to what he wants. But, once again, we saw it last year. You're living in that 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12. it's tough. I don't care if it's preseason game or a regular season game. That's just a tough place to live.
The thing with him that it's clear they're going to have to continue to work on is what you're talking about there, just like the frenetic motion, the extra motion that he has outside of, what you would want him to go through as far as his routine and his mechanics. And I'm not saying that it all needs to change and things like that. The coaching staff is obviously trying to keep as much of what makes him comfortable while still trying to emphasize the urgency of get the ball out. You're going to make your life a lot easier on everybody, on you, on the offensive line, who's not going to have to hold up, because then everything, there's just so much more variance as soon as he tries to escape the way that he did in college. And so that's a part of the learning curve here for him. The difference, though, that's clear to me versus him and say Joe Burrow, who is also good at escaping, right? He's not running out of the back of the pocket.
Right.
Pat, who is shifty and who is elusive, even though you don't look at it, and obviously athletic. Cam's just not as athletic as the two of them. There was another one where he tried to run out of bounds and he got caught before he was able to get there. He's not.
But that was the 2-yard gain.
Right.
That made it 2nd and 8.
Yeah.
Right.
And that helps.
That's
better than taking a loss.
2nd and 8 is better than 2nd and 15.
Yeah.
Which is huge. But yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. And even, after the intentional grounding, they got a chunk back to Robinson, but it was still 3rd and 14. And
I thought that was a bad spot too.
Yeah, not great. But it's preseason for the officials too, obviously. Sometimes that doesn't change in the regular season. But but then even, drop back on 3rd and 14, just to hit Tajay, in the backfield, just kind of a check down. And instead of trying to force a throw or something like that, as much as you don't want to punt, but you reserve the right to punt. And the way the guys covered last night on punt was pretty good. Tommy can hang it up there. And I think you'll see on special teams, kind of noticing this too, the benefit of a solid defense, having those linebackers that are 6'2", 6'3", that are lighter and they're quicker. Because like last night, I mean, you look at who led the team in special teams plays. Hampton.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the guy's 6'3", 220, linebacker. He's down there covering a 58-yard punt, and he's in there making a tackle for a 5-yard gain, netting 53 yards, right? Truman Jones, 6'3", 255, D-end, right? That's what he's listed as, right? He's down there.
In this system, yeah.
Yeah. Right? He's down there on a punt tackle, right? So all of a sudden, now you're getting some bigger bodies in, but they're quick. And you get those kind of guys that are able to run downfield on punts and tackle. You're not having to say, all right, here's this third-string tight end potentially that he's great at blocking, but, covering in space might be a liability. With this, the way this works with his defense and the type of player that he wants, I mean, special teams, talk about covering kicks, covering punts with those type of guys and their abilities, that'll make a difference too. Subtle, but it can, you talk about changing field position, getting those type of bodies out there, that's huge.
Brett Kern in studio.
So what else stuck out to you? We'll keep it to the offense. Anything from the wide receivers in terms of getting open? I know Wan'Dale Robinson had a couple of opportunities, nice little tight end screen to Gunnar Helm for a big first down that felt like scheme-wise the most impressive play for the offense on the night. But did anything with the pass catchers specifically stick out that you can apply to the season?
No, I mean, it was good to see probably Ridley, even though it's a one play, even just a little under route for him to get upfield, looked explosive, didn't step out of bounds, and tried to get more out of it, tried to get as much as he could, almost like he was looking for contact, which was great. I think even, just to see DK catch a nice ball from Trubisky, that was nice. There's a lot of options, right? There's a lot of options for Dable to use. You're getting excited about Tate. I think, you could tell Cam wanted to get Tate his stuff, which will come, right? Hopefully he doesn't live in that. I got to get Tate his stuff, because that's not a great place to live. Because
3 targets, no catches.
That's okay. That's fine. And the one ball that he threw, to that near pylon, Prysock. I mean, that is.
I had no idea Ephesians. Robert, I'm sure this is one of your draft guys. Ephesians Prysock is a giant human being out there.
Well, you could tell, but I mean, that is teaching. I mean, that is
play.
How to do it, right? And so just to see him break up that pass is like, most corners, that might be a touchdown. But he just took that long arm, far arm, and just got it around. That was a great play. But, just to see the weapons that he has, I really didn't hear much about Gunnar Helm very often. And then, last night, what did he do? Dump a little tight end screen, and he's gone.
Yeah.
And first down on third down. So it was good to see. And even, like I said, I root for Mason Kinsley just because I played with him and I know his work ethic. He's a dog. He's in there
Survivor.
He's in there on kickoff tackles, running down there on punt. Obviously he had over 10 special teams plays last night. And so to see him out there grinding away, and I think even if you talk to Bones, that's probably somebody that he relies on and can trust.
I want to talk about the run game with Brett Kern, and I do want to circle back to Tommy Townsend because we have a former punter in studio, and I feel remiss not talking about the weapon that Tommy Townsend is for this football team. We'll do that coming up next. Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical is here to help you because it's hot as hell outside. I felt that as soon as I got off the plane this morning after 4 days in the Bay Area. It is hot, and the last thing that you want is for your AC to go out. But if it does, Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical is who I call. That's who you should call as well. You don't have to waste time waiting around for them to get there. When they're on their way, you'll get a photo of the tech and a link to track them in real time. And the worst part of calling a technician is not knowing necessarily what it's going to cost or if it's going to be fixed correctly or if someone's just trying to upsell you something. That's not what Hiller does. The price you're told is the price you'll actually pay. No hidden fees or surprises when you get your bill. 100% satisfaction guaranteed of happy you'll be or the service is free. That's the Happy Hiller promise and why they've been in business for over 35 years. So book online with ease today at happyhiller.com.
I used to be able to kick it. Now it hurts.
No.
You could boom it still.
Don't say
Oh,
that.
yeah, you're right.
You can.
Just give me a foam roller.
Give me about 20, 30 minutes to stretch.
No, I need more than that. Although in this heat, shoot, I could probably give me a foam roller 10 minutes and start letting them rip.
I don't want to cause Brett Kern any personal harm, of course, but we should try and have you field another Brett Kern punt at some point.
Oh, I'm so down. I need redemption.
I'm down. I just got some new boots.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Gotta break them in.
Are you getting out there some like some Tuesday night beer league action?
Yeah, they have that. There's a South Nashville punters only league where you just go and some random field and you just punt footballs to each other.
I bet they hate seeing you show up.
Yeah.
It's like this dude.
Come on,
Yep.
man. Would you rather punt in like just boiling furnace type heat or
Miami.
Yep.
or like
Buffalo.
ice cold?
Oh,
What's better for a punter?
Best game I ever had was in Miami.
Okay.
Yeah, we had 10 punts. It was Jay Cutler versus, was it Matt Castle?
Oh, so that would have been what, 16 or
It
17?
was Matt
17.
Castle.
It was 17.
Yeah.
Jay Cut, because he was just there
100%.
for like 1 year, right?
Yep.
It was a whole thing. He was like
Yep.
1 year, 10 mil down to just
Yep.
come in halfway through the season.
Yeah,
that was
that
a
was-
malarkey.
That was a gem. I've had a lot of fun times in Miami. NFL, longest game, NFL history, taking a quick snooze on a lawnmower in the second break. Let's see. That game in 2017,
That's such a deep cut Titans game.
that was when, because I know
Stupid Titans game. It's just a stupid game.
whatever the home team has, you have to provide for the away team.
Yeah.
And so, because just the way that stadium is set up in the sun, the home side is in the shade, and the visitor side's in the sun. And so, of course, in the shade, they didn't have the the little tents that go over you, those little heating shade. And of course, so we didn't have that on our sideline, and it was like 110, 112 on the field.
Wow.
And we had 10 punts, and I remember after about the 7th punt, and I was just ripping them. I mean, the ball was flying. And I think after the 8th punt, Steve Hoffman, the special teams coordinator, came over and was like, "Hey, man, like you got to start kicking these balls out of bounds. We can't cover these anymore. Guys are gassed. Guys are cramping."
Yeah, for sure.
So I think the next two I put out of bounds.
I'm too good.
Put out of bounds to help the guys out. That's probably one of the only times Darren Bates and those boys didn't yell at me for kicking a ball out of bounds. So
Bates.
how you felt with Jeff Simmons is how I felt with Bates.
Coming at you.
Yeah.
Bates is what Bates is the first athlete to check me, famously, and now
He's like he's in Carolina with the Panthers.
he's an assistant special teams coach.
Yeah, he knows. He finds that camera and he's there.
The camera
Hall of Fame game.
The camera
There he
finds
is.
him. The camera finds him. Bates is
There's
electric.
Batesy. He's
One of my favorite. I think one of my favorite players that I've covered of all time. Just an absolute madman.
He's a gem.
I want to talk to you about Tommy Townsend, who is new to the team. Obviously, set the tone nicely with the first punt that he had. What kind of sets him apart? So what they had last year versus what they now have in Tommy Townsend, and how that kind of works with Bones' punting aesthetic.
Yeah, I think Tommy's great at hang time. I was actually kind of surprised Houston let him go. I know Fairbairn got a really good deal, so I'm sure. I think most teams allot only so much for their special teams for their 3 guys, and Kaimi took up probably all of it with his new deal that he
He's
got.
a good player. I mean, he's been a good kicker for a long time. Yeah.
He's been there for a long time. And I remember, playing against him, warming up against him, like this kid could be here for a long time, right? Solid, consistent. And so now he's, top 3 paid kicker, as he should be. And so, for Tommy to be let go, obviously to come here, was kind of surprising, but he can, he goes after it. And he gets hang time. I mean, you're talking about a guy, in his career that's netting 44.5 yards. That's insane.
Yeah.
This is his 7th year. That's not just a one season, stat. I mean, that's 6 years of punting, under his belt, and, to only give up, 7.7 yards per return. So that's what he does. He hangs it up there. Even, he had 2 miss hits last night, but they had hang time. And even in the one that was a miss hit, they said it was off the side of his foot. It's just, kind of one of those that, you do kind of hit off the side of your foot, but you get enough hang time, and you're always going to get that forward roll, which he got last night. So just missed it maybe by an inch from really, letting that thing turn over. But, yeah, he hangs it up there. And you saw last night, like I said, Hampton going down there on a 58-yard punt to be able to cover that of that distance. You got to have the hang time to match it. And so he does. So he hangs it up there. And like I said, you get these body types, these linebacker guys that got some muscle on them. They can go down there and they can cover these things. And I still think that's what he wants. So it wouldn't surprise me if Tommy goes out there and, almost averages 50, nets close to 45. And you're giving up maybe 150 yards return on the year. And so you're really controlling field position that way. And he's good inside pinning teams deep inside the 20. Got a good touchback percentage, inside the 20 percentage. And he's good punter. He's been an all-pro. And so he's going to be a weapon.
It kind of leans us back to an earlier point that you made about good luck making a decision on the running backs, right? Because the special teams, really, right, it starts to come down to, I think they might be heavy at those linebacker spots because.
But even DNs,
right?
I mean, you're looking at DNs and it's like.
Because people are assuming, Brett, that they're going to keep like 7 wide receivers because they have wide receiver options have an extreme number, but like, I don't know where they're going to be roster heavy at or where the math is going to be heavy at based on what we were seeing some of last night specifically on special teams.
But, I mean, look, if you're rotating D linemen, right, and like I said, you got a guy like Truman Jones who's listed as a D lineman, but he's 6'3", 255, and he's running down there with a linebacker, again, in on a punt. Like, that's not what I'm used to. That's not what it was when I played. And, it's even changed with the kickoff rule, right? You got guys, you're really sprinting 25 less yards, right? You're starting on the 40. And in essence, it's really a hard sprint for 10 yards. And then you're kind of breaking down, shock and shedding, trying to figure out where the return's going. And so now you have D linemen. I think last year, it was in my notes, I think it was like week 14 or something like that. There's a guy for the Bears, a D lineman. He had three tackles on special teams just on kickoff.
Yeah.
Right. And he's, 6'3", 270. And he's running down there, for kickoff for the Bears. Right. And so the body type has changed. And I think, with Saleh and his defense and wanting to rotate guys, and you have these linebackers that are, big, but they're lighter in weight and they're quick and they're fast and they can pursue to the ball. It's not necessarily like, okay, well, who's the extra running back going to be? Who's the extra wide receiver? Who's going to be that extra DB that we need on special teams? Now it's, hey, who's the extra linebacker? Maybe who's the D lineman that we can now use on special teams? Even the same with tight end. I mean, usually it's like, hey, are we keeping a fourth tight end for special teams? That might not be the case this year. So it's kind of different just with how this defense is and the body types. And, like I said, even to see Kinsey out there doing what he does and Julius Chestnut, I mean, that's, we talk about running backs. That's going to be really tough. I mean, they all looked really good last night. And so to see the way Singleton ran was great. We haven't talked about the pass pro issue, but that'll come. He just dropped the hips and get lower, right? He just stood up a little bit too high and got pancaked. But, it'll be interesting to see how this breaks down over the next 2 weeks and kind of where they're going special team-wise.
And we didn't see Kalel Mullings last night, who's the converted linebacker, now a running back dealing with a hip pointer. So somebody else to factor in as well. Brett Kern hanging out in studio.
You going to be in the building tomorrow night, Geodis Park?
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I've spent so much money on seeing Messi that I'm kind of like, I'm cool. I'm surprised he's playing. Obviously,
I think we all are.
I don't know if he'll start. Maybe it's one of those things where he's coming off the bench without maybe a week of training under his belt.
He came off the bench Wednesday. I'm expecting him to start Saturday.
He could come off the bench in the 75th minute, and you're like, ugh.
But beyond Messi, I mean, it's top 2 teams in the league.
Yep.
One of the biggest games in regular season games in NSC history.
I'd be curious to see, with Leagues Cup, the game against Monterey the other night, playing in this heat, kind of what's going to – and I know Monterey, you weren't, Sam Surge didn't play. Some of these other guys didn't play either. But
Surge got a little bit in the second half.
Did he?
Yeah, off the bench. Hani got a half, enough to stay sharp.
Yeah. So, Saturday night, Geodis, hopefully it's a sellout. And I'll be curious to see if Messi starts or if he's coming in off the bench. Regardless, he's playing. I mean, he changes games even at 39 years old. It's remarkable to see.
It flies by. It's like riding a bike.
What time is it? Oh, man, it's 10:54.
I know, buddy. We got to let you go.
I had so many more notes that Robert sent me.
You can hang out back here and recite them to me.
I'm good.
He's scared of that room. He's scared of what you do to crawl back there.
That's what it was. Okay, Malik Herring.
Yes.
Okay, and Holmes. They're the ones that pursued. That bothered me. That was in the back of my mind.
93 and 97.
Because it was such a great play by both of them. Initial pursuit, and then I think Holmes finished him off to go out of bounds. Situational football. Love it. It's back. It is back.
It's back. Brett Kern Fridays are back. We love to see it. Thank you for the time, bud.
Absolutely.
We will continue to break this thing down. Cosell will be on in the second hour. Coming your way next.
11 o'clock. Good morning from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs, 104.5 The Zone Studios. The Titans opened the preseason against the Niners, 19-13, the victory. Cam Ward, 5 of 12, 57 yards, getting a few series in before being spelled by Mitch Trubisky. Will Levis finished it out, going 3 of 8 for 42 yards. 3 more preseason matchups tonight. The Broncos at the Falcons, the Buccaneers at the Jets, and the Dolphins are at the Commanders. Nashville Soccer Club hosts Inter Miami tomorrow night at Geodis Park. It's a matchup of the top 2 teams in the Major League Soccer standings. Kickoff is at 7:30. Pregame coverage right here on The Zone begins at 7. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Second hour is upon us. Greg Cosell will soon be upon us, but we are coming off of a Titans game. Back from San Francisco, back from Santa Clara, back from San Jose, the Bay Area. A great trip, a productive outing, I thought. And then I read comments like this, and I'm greeted by Lucas and Robert questioning why I'm in such a good mood. Brett, surprised that I'm taking a positive spin on last night's events. Somebody in the F&M Bank chat says on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, just got out of a meeting. Have I missed Buck publicly flogging the Titans yet? What? You guys are very dramatic on this Friday, which must mean that football is back.
I'm not going to do what everybody thinks I'm going to do.
No, I'm going to talk about Cordell Flott here because it's stock up, stock down. Right here is where I'm going to publicly flog people. I gave you an hour. Give me the bell. Let's do some stock up, stock down. What you got? Yes. Stock up, Fernando Carmona. Starting right guard for now. Seems to track that way. If you watch Cordell Volson, not to steal a stock down, stock all the way up, Fernando Carmona. He ran with the ones, stayed out there with the twos for a period of time, played reasonably well. Again, does that mean he's going to be an all-pro as a rookie? Of course not. We have no idea what he's going to be. But any kind of situation that gives me a little more clarity on that offensive line, of which he does, and I like the way that he played, and I like the way that J.C. Latham was rolling over people last night, but just individually, stock up, Fernando Carmona, starting last night right guard.
Yeah, and getting a lot of snaps, played 46% of the offensive snaps, but pushing some people around from the jump. You pretty much already did the stock down on Cordell Volson. Like, by nature of Carmona starting and playing well, that's already a stock down. And then Volson got on the field, and
he's stinky.
Got pushed around, man. Like
he
that.
got bench pressed literally into a tackle.
He got bench pressed is such a perfect way to put it. Like, it was Will Levis at quarterback, right? Will Levis at quarterback. And, man, against a Niners, forgive me, I don't know the name of the player, a 2, a 3, a guy that's probably scrapping to make the 49ers roster. Volson got just bullied straight back into Levis. The play never had a chance. So
I felt bad for Levis. I often feel bad for Levis. I felt bad for Levis last night.
Well, I'm going to lead off with that for stock down. Nothing about the Will Levis experience last night made you think, yeah, somebody will give us something for that. And immediately, right out of the gate, it's almost like Brian Dable's like, you want to be a battering ram? All right, bud, let's make you a battering ram.
Let's break you of it.
QB power, first play. And Levis, he's an athletic guy. He was running around a little bit out there.
No, he's the best athlete in the room.
He was getting battered a little bit as well behind that backup offensive line. But he had one nice throw, I would say. He had one throw where you said, okay, Levis, you kind of fit that in there a little bit. But
was it the layer? Or you're talking about the middle of the field one?
Yeah. Just layered it in there, dropped it in, but otherwise not much to take away. 3 of 8, 42 yards.
What was he going to do? He was just getting clobbered back there. I mean,
he took all 3 sacks. And it's not, let's be clear. Like, the Titans were getting put on one of those. Nick Singleton got he got blown up.
When
no
that play
chance.
started, I was like, okay, look, Nick's gonna. Oh no, buddy.
What's the It's like
I don't mean to laugh
is it
at the young man, but
is it
oh my God.
Is it from Planet of the Apes? That it's like that meme of that monkey going.
Oh no!
Oh, no. Yeah, that was the experience watching Singleton on that play. So 3 sacks that the Titans took, all 3 with Will Levis at quarterback. I felt for him a bit, but we talked about
Yeah, I know.
the idea that Will Levis performing well in preseason would behoove the Titans. That was not the case last night.
They're going to cut him.
Yeah,
They're just going to cut him.
You're just not going to get anything.
Again, unless somebody pulls what Green Bay pulled a couple years ago, which was we don't want to wait in the waiver order for Malik to potentially fall to us. We will flip you a 7th for him. If Will ends up on waivers, somebody's going to take him, right? If he's just there, somebody will take him. He's not going to be without an NFL job when roster cuts come down, correct? Somebody will take a chance on Will Levis.
Sure.
But to be what? To be a backup? He hasn't played. That was his first time out, Lucas, in over a calendar year.
Yeah, we haven't seen him since 2024.
So and again, the caliber of players that he's playing against, you would say, well, play better. You're a former NFL starting quarterback. But he was also 2-10 in his opportunities as an NFL starting quarterback. His team then was bad. Austin Deculus, I'm sure, gave him PTSD of what it is to have NPF in front of him.
Hold on now. We hadn't got to our stock downs
Okay,
yet.
I'm
Don't be
sorry.
taking away all my
I'm just saying,
Deculus.
Justice for Will Levis a little bit, but stock down trade value.
Stock up, I'll go Tajay Spears, reminding us why he is a competent backup.
Electric.
He was really, really stinking good, man. Like the first long run where he ran into trash and then found his way out, came back to the other side.
little spin move.
I was just so impressed by him. If he can stay healthy for all 17, he is going to be a real weapon. Like, I hope that he is, like what we say about the Titan Stadium, the drywall's going up, it's starting to look like what it's going to look like. I hope
We say that?
I hope he's starting to look like what he's going to look like. I was really impressed by Spears.
I'm still reserving judgment until Tajay Spears can stay healthy for a whole season. But
I was just going to say, please don't let Robert Saleh give an injury update in the press conference.
Yeah.
Like, Tajay has a hamstring.
we've seen Tajay flash before in preseason and in training camp, but he was legit. He was legitimately good. That 25-yard run was
Good
impressive.
contact balance.
Yeah.
Just
Making guys miss. He was excellent.
And vision. Everything you would want in a running back, he showed last night.
He's a 3rd-round pick. Like, he should be a good player. It's just he's not available. Oh, celebrity appearance. Doug Matthews back there in that tiny, small, smelly little room
Man,
that we
we're
keep
getting
Robert
just
in.
a full dose of the Matthews family this week. I love it.
Yes.
I haven't farted, though, so he's not succumbing to my gas.
Please do not. Look at the smile on that man's face. All right.
Yeah.
So whose turn? I got.
It's back to you.
No. You didn't do Deculus. You didn't do doo-doo.
Oh, do you want me to start back on stock down?
Are we each doing one up, one down?
I think we've just lost the thread. Why don't you do a stock up?
Okay, I just did a stock up with Tajay Spears, but I'll do another one.
Okay.
A player that Brett Kern alluded to, having a great finishing play, Jalen Holmes. I have really enjoyed watching him at practice. And individuals, he looks like what a Robert Saleh defensive lineman should look like. I said at practice, gone are the fat guys for the sake of having fat guys. This guy has a swimmer's build. He has a great body, and it wasn't just that last night. He had strong hands, good tackle, good finisher. I think Jalen Holmes is going to make the roster. That's what my powder's wet on.
Voice just keep climbing.
I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited about it. I can't help it.
It's football. He's very excited. He goes back to prepubescent Robert when football is on. Don't do the voice anymore.
I don't have it.
Stop embarrassing us in front of Doug. It's a professional radio show, for God's sakes.
What you gonna do?
I'm going to give a stock up. I am going to give a stock up to, I thought that Gunnar Helm, in a small sample size, made the most of his limited opportunity. Because that's the thing that we don't know the answer to. I mean, we have many questions that are unanswered. But just generally, Lucas, tight end volume. You know, I don't know what that's going to look like. Screens are not something that we regularly talk about with the tight ends, right? In our conversations. He's not an elite athlete by any stretch of the imagination, but he's a good option. And to see him take advantage, it was the second longest completion that Cam had. Obviously, it's a screen pass, so he's not throwing it 15 yards down the field. The Ridley play, the longest gain of the day, or the longest passing gain of the day, 18 yards there. Julius Chestnut obviously had an explosive run late in the game. But I thought that Gunnar Helm made good use of his opportunities. There was a lot of sample size there to work with. I don't know how much the split is going to be between him and Bellinger, but it was good to see him make a play.
Yeah, that was that's easily the most explosive play we've seen Helm make of training camp, preseason, all of it so far.
Yeah, I don't know that we've seen him at least we have not at practice while we're out there seeing him execute that screen.
Robert said this morning, we were kind of looking back at some of the highlights, that he was surprised that Dable showed that, right? The little tight end screen.
Yeah.
So it's a good submission.
Immediate stock down Cordell Flott.
Yeah.
We should not have gotten this far into this segment without mentioning Cordell Flott. He was picked on. He is, him and neither he nor Alontae Taylor made you feel good. Again, this is the question that we've been asking in training camp. Is Carnell Tate excellent? Are the Titans' corners bad? Is the answer somewhere in the middle? That is probably the answer to the question. But last night, he was objectively bad, Flott. Stribling took him for a ride on multiple occasions, including that 32-yard completion where he just essentially mossed him.
Yeah, which was,
a good
it
play.
should be said, an incredible throw by Rourke, and just the body control on that by Stribling was very impressive. But yeah, Flott struggled.
Just they have invested too much money in those two for it to look like that consistently. And what it has looked like, right? We can say objectively that it has been about that same experience when we watch the Titans secondary in training camp practice, right? That affirmed some of our concerns.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, he needs to have a bounce back, man. Like, if that's what it's going to look like, and this is not a time to overreact, but if that's what it's going to look like, it's going to be a long year for the Titans' defensive backfield. Like you said, to go that long, not mentioning Flott, to go this long without mentioning Ward in a stock up, stock down. Stock down on Cam Ward. Like, we don't have to overreact to it. It's okay to not overreact. It's also okay to say, yes, it was a concerning performance.
Thanks for Arch. Is this where I do the thing now that they're scared that I'm going to do to them today, which is tell them that their quarterback sucks?
It's arch it up for Arch.
No.
Oh, Lord. I mean,
if we're coming up with tanking nicknames, it's arch it up for Arch.
You waited till Doug walked out of the room for that one.
I'd have said that too, Doug.
Doug would have giggled.
That's my dude.
We're in this sort of reaction zone where Titans fans are going to either freak out or be livid that anybody would dare even criticize it. It's a preseason game. How could you say that? You can't take it. Yes, it's okay. It's okay. It's also okay after Fernando Mendoza came out there and was pretty good for the Raiders to want to see something similar from your number one overall pick that now has a year under his belt.
I heard Sweet Baby Boy played well.
He did play well.
I heard he
really
played
good.
well.
So, yeah, man.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm excited to watch Fernando.
It's a fun watch. That was probably the most fun preseason game last night, unless you're a Steelers fan.
Let's go.
Ward wasn't good. It doesn't determine anything for his rookie season, right? It's okay.
No. His second season.
His second season. There you go. Freudian slip.
Don't you do this.
Don't you give him a. Last year was year 0. Yeah. We're giving him a year 0.
You sound like one of them.
He wasn't good.
No.
Like, that's just a fact. It also doesn't determine anything for the 2026 season. Like, a couple things can be true. Cam Ward was not good last night throwing the football.
The intentional grounding was egregious. That was the worst thing that he did. Because that's all your fears highlighted, right? That's him trying to escape in a way that he can't escape in the NFL, making a reckless play that he's lucky he didn't get stripped on, right? He's lucky because that was a thing early on in the season with the fumbles and Cam Ward. So all of the things, the internal clock, the coaching points, the fact that he seems gun shy. And by the way, he did at the start of offseason stuff too, and did improve through the offseason program and has played reasonably well in training camp. That's probably the worst version of him that I've seen, which is the first time it's live bullets, right? So far this spring, and you guys weren't out there with me all spring.
Saying this, like in this preseason fall camp?
Yeah, and
yeah.
That's probably
he's not looked that bad at any point in training camp that we've seen.
No, not that level of happy feet.
Right.
Not that level of, I'm going to run again, because he's got real pressure on him. Then you see the real him, which is running out of the back of the pocket in a way that he can't do.
Yeah. He's
at
not
the
been
NFL
lighting it
level.
up, but there's been some good. There's been some bad.
Well, I have an overarching Cam conversation at noon that I would like to have with the reasonable adults in the room if they will allow me to have it. But that is an appropriate stock down.
Are the reasonable adults in the room with us now?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
No, they
I
left.
will say that
they
I have-
left 20 minutes ago.
I will say that I have a greater appreciation for the both of you after doing the show remotely because Robert is like a nurse, like a bedside nurse. He's constantly in my ear. He's constantly telling me that everything's okay, that that this is ready, that is ready. He's just babying me in a very.
You can't see anything.
I know it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I felt very much at home. You did a great job. I also
Fox
have
producers wouldn't do that.
No, you're right. you're right. I also have a renewed appreciation for Lucas because when Lucas is driving the show, I do what Lucas does to me, which is look at my phone and not pay attention to anything that he's saying to me.
It's nice gig.
Thoughts on the Bussin' show? No.
No, thank you.
I dead fished you very hard yesterday, and I'm very sorry about that. So, see, now I have appreciation for both of you. A little time away makes the heart grow fonder. Greg Cosell next.
Yeah.
You know what you need for your tailgate? A Ford F-150. And right now, it's F-150 season at Two Rivers Ford. Football, F-150s, and Two Rivers Ford. The best time of year. Lock in 2.9% financing for up to 84 months on a brand new 2026 F-150. You choose the terms. Plus, $1,500 bonus cash and a complimentary 2-year maintenance plan. They always go above and beyond at Two Rivers Ford. It's why I've been a customer for over a decade, which is a crazy thing to say. That's 2.9% APR, $1,500, and a 2-year maintenance plan on your new F-150 when you do business with Two Rivers Ford. And when you do business with Two Rivers Ford, you can rest assured you're doing business with a locally owned company that's upfront and honest at every turn. The price you see online is the price you will always pay. You won't find add-on accessories or surprises that increase the price when you get to the dealership. So put an F-150 in your driveway. Go see the non-commissioned sales team at Two Rivers Ford. Family owned for 3 generations. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. We've had the best of the best on the show today. Brett Kern in the first hour, Greg Cosell in the second hour. Greg was kind to accommodate our schedule, as he always does, even though he is way busier than I am. So we appreciate Greg doing that. Greg, I know preseason football isn't your favorite, but it made me happy to do a game last night. Just makes me, I gotta knock the rust off too. I gotta get back into the swing of things.
There you go.
I know you don't ever take a break.
Yeah. No, I do not. Yeah, but I did go through the first team offense. That's what I studied in detail this morning when I came in. So we can certainly talk about that. I'm sure that was probably first and foremost on people's minds anyway.
Yes. So I have I opened the show by saying I'm going to put aside any social media dialogue around this, and I'm going to trust the experts in this particular situation. So let's start with that first team offense and specifically what you saw from the quarterback.
It was up and down. The second play of the game, I watched 10, 12 times, and I don't know what happened on the second play of the game where Cam Ward never set in the pocket. And I don't know if something in his mind just, didn't work right, because the pocket was clean. Helm was wide open on the intermediate outcut, which was a flood concept, meaning a 3-level concept. It was to the read side clearly. And then he ran out of the pocket for 2 yards. So I don't know what was in his head on that particular play. Obviously there were 2 third-down conversions on the first series. One was on what we call the mesh concept. That was Ridley 18 yards on 3rd and 3. That was the right read, the right throw, and the throw allowed Ridley to run after catch. Then the Helm 16-yarder on 3rd and 10 was a screen, so obviously that's not a difficult throw, although he did miss a screen to Robinson where he just made a bad throw. And then, I would say overall, his ball placement needs to be more precise. That was probably the biggest takeaway. The ball placement needs to be more precise. Basic stuff. Which obviously you can't be a consistent pocket quarterback in the league if your ball placement is not precise. He did throw a really good ball to Tate on the speed out from the 5-yard line. That was a really good ball, but Prysock, the rookie corner, made a really good play. It was just really good press man coverage. As far as other parts of their offense, the first team offense, I thought the run game was good. I thought the right guard, the rookie Carmona, was very good. And it started with the first play of the game when they ran duo, and he had an initial double team with Latham, and then he came off that beautifully and blocked the linebacker. They used him as a puller. He was effective doing that. Again, I don't know how he's done in training camp, but I thought in the plays, and I didn't watch all of his plays, so I don't, he got beat one time where he just got controlled and displaced, but for the most part, I thought he played well.
So, Greg, I want to touch on a couple of things that you just mentioned in that overarching analysis and go back to Cam Ward's ball placement. For the audience who may not be familiar, even though you and I have this conversation regularly on the podcast, the difference between ball placement and accuracy for the quarterback is what?
Yeah, I never use the word accuracy. To me, it's ball placement. Because even sometimes when receivers catch a ball, if it's not placed where it should be, that takes away run after catch. So for run after catch, a high percentage of the time is a function of the quarterback, not the receiver. So it's really about where do you put the ball. There was a throw. There was an RPO throw to Robinson on the second play of the third possession. It was a quick slant. It was an RPO. And, you could argue that it's catchable, but it was not a great throw. Those kinds of throws you've got to put right on him so that he can run after catch. So, that's something that, really does have to, I don't want to say it has to be cleaned up. I'm not there every day. I don't know if that's been an issue. I can't speak to that. I'm just going by watching the game last night, watching the tape. But there were times the ball, he had a speed out to Tate on, I think it was the first play of the third possession, I believe. That's a routine throw that Ward has to make. It was a speed out throw to wide open Tate to start a drive where, you're going to gain 6, 7, 8 yards, and it's a good starter for a drive. And he just threw it too far outside.
Greg Cosell of NFL Films is giving us his analysis of the Titans' first-team offense last night in a preseason win.
Greg, to our very uneducated eye, it felt like Cam's footwork was off, was sped up, however you want to put it, was getting him into tough situations. He's kind of 1-2 hopping unnecessarily almost. Curious if you had any similar takeaways, and if going back to his rookie year, if that's something that you reflected on after Cam's rookie year was over, what you thought of his footwork last year.
There were very few plays in this game, dropbacks, that were deeper drops where footwork was a big deal. There were a lot of quick game throws. There was wide receiver screens. There were RPO type plays. They might not all have been called RPOs, but quick game rhythmic throws. There were not a lot of deep drops in this game where the footwork was really a big factor. So I didn't see that as a big issue in this game. I think that he just look, the routine throws have to be made. And by the way, that's what coaches are trying to do in games like this. If he was better with his ball placement, he would have been, 8 or 9 for 12 instead of 5 for 12. And we'd be saying, boy, that was an efficient performance. So, he didn't do anything wrong in terms of his reads or what he saw. He just missed throws that you have to make in the NFL.
But last year, to your point, maybe not a big takeaway then from yesterday. But what was your takeaway?
There were issues last year.
Yeah.
There were issues last year for sure, Lucas, which I know that they've worked on, all off season. And when I was there for the mandatory minicamp, I talked about that with coaches, and I could see it because he does have a tendency. His footwork was not great, and he would tend to sort of lower his body and throw from too low a position. And, he'd almost, if he's 6'2", he'd throw like he was 5'10". And, that's something that they're working on, where he could throw with a little more, with his body a little more upright, because he's not an over-the-top thrower. He's kind of a three-quarters thrower. So you don't want to appear shorter because then you're going to have a problem. But I didn't think last night that was a big deal. I thought that, so many of those quick game throws, the technique is almost not part of it. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's really not a part of it because it's so quick, and it's, like when he was throwing those screens, the wide receiver screens or the tight end screen to Helm, he's just taking the snap and throwing the ball. He's not even really doing anything from a technique standpoint.
Brett Kern made this point in studio with us earlier, Greg, just how much easier it is for Dable to work when they're in 3rd and 3 situations, how much more he has at his disposal. Obviously, he's not showing us the playbook last night in preseason action in week 1. But just, the routine concepts that we come to expect to make life easier on the offense to keep the chains moving.
Yeah, and that's what they were calling last night. I mean, last night was meant for him to be 9 for 12. And because he missed the routine throws, he was 5 for 12. So, again, people can decide, if that's a big problem or not. I mean, obviously, you've got to make those throws. But it wasn't because he played badly in the sense that he didn't see things. It wasn't a game where they gave him plays that required, a lot of reading and progression reading. They were basic, simple throws, which is what teams do in the preseason because they want him to be successful. And, I'm sure there's more to it. Obviously, I'm not in their meetings, so I don't know what they're going to talk about, once they get back. I don't know. Are they practicing tomorrow?
They are.
I'm sure they're not practicing today.
Yeah.
I don't know when the next practice is, but I'm sure the coaches will feel there's things specifically to go over that they've been working on.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of time between last night and their upcoming preseason game on Sunday to make those corrections.
You were out in San Francisco, right, Buck?
Yeah, sure was.
How again? Not that this is the be all and end all, but how was Ward in the 2 or 3 days of practice against the Niners?
Well, they only did 1 day of practice actually against the Niners, and the one day the first drive he was finding completions early, Greg, and then the rest of the day. The Niners were obviously working on pressure and stuff like that. And when he had more pressure in his face, it started to get out of sync, which understandably so. But I think that's kind of a primary takeaway for me last night. It's the first time he's seen live action, as close to it as it gets, right in 7 months. and that reflected some of the behavior that we remember from last year, where he's running out of the back of the pocket or he's trying to extend the play, and he's not able to do it at the NFL level, even in a preseason game, the way that he did in college.
No, and look, he's not immobile. He's not a poor athlete, but at the end of the day, if he's to be a successful quarterback, and he needs to be obviously being the number one pick for the organization to be just better than successful, he needs to be very good. He will have to be a high-level pocket player. He's not a playmaker quarterback in the street. He's not Josh Allen or Mahomes or those guys. He's going to have to be really precise and efficient as a pocket player. And we'll see, look, he's with a new offense now. I mean, last night's stuff, anybody could have run. I mean, that wasn't the Dable offense, that was just to try to get him comfortable. We'll see what happens. Obviously now they're going to practice against the Seahawks. Is that just a one-day thing?
I believe so.
Yeah, and then they'll practice one day against the Bears.
Yes.
So there's still going to be a good number of practices and a lot to go over.
The thing that gives me that I enjoyed seeing last night, Greg, just in principle, again, we're not talking about schematics, we're not talking tactics here necessarily, but to get them in a situation where they were backed up on their own 5 for that first drive and then to lead an 11-play drive, and to see the offensive line, as you mentioned earlier in the way we started this conversation, playing at a reasonably high level, the way that you would expect them to go out there and push twos around.
I thought that, again, that's what you would expect. I thought Latham looked good in the run game. Carmona looked good in the run game. On the first play of the game, the 12-yard run by Pollard, there was an outstanding block by Robinson on the strong side linebacker. I'm sure you saw that. I mean, that's a linebacker that he blocked. Now, he had the angle, but still, he moved him out of the way. And in fact, Pollard cut off that block. So, that's the stuff you really want to see, but the run game was very, very good. I mean, obviously, Spears' run, the 25-yarder, that came predominantly on individual effort, but it was a gap scheme concept where they used Carmona as the puller and Bellinger was in the backfield, which he did a lot with the Giants, by the way. I watched a lot of Giants tape because I wanted to get a feel for Dable's offense. And then Bellinger was used in multiple ways, and I'm sure they'll do that with him in Tennessee as well. But to me, the biggest takeaway from the O-line was Carmona, because, I think that right guard position is probably somewhat up for grabs, is it not?
It feels less and less because he's been getting a ton of run with the ones going back now to 3 practices and a preseason game, Greg, and I don't think he did anything to lose that job last night.
No, he had one bad snap that I saw. I ended up watching the whole first half, so I did see the drive, where Trubisky came in and Singleton was the back.
Yeah.
But Carmona had one bad play in the first 3 drives where the rookie tackle Eason, who I'm sure everybody's familiar with because he's from Tennessee, where he kind of controlled and displaced him on the first possession. But that was really the only, without knowing how they teach every single thing, which obviously I don't know, but just seeing the play, that was the only play that I thought, was a bad play for Carmona. But other than that, I thought he played well.
That was pretty damn good for preseason analysis, Greg.
Well, I watched every play in detail. There were 20 of them, give or take, so.
They gave us a decent sample size to kind of chew on today, which I appreciate.
Yeah. And again, preseason is one of those things. Every team views it differently. There's a lot of teams that almost like to see bad things happen in preseason. Again, you want your quarterback to be accurate. I'm not, saying that that's okay. But, coaches always feel like they'd rather work on stuff now because as we've discussed, Buck, you don't want to get to week 2 or 3 and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I wish we had worked on that more in the preseason. You want to be ready to go. And aren't their first 2 games at home?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Jets and Philly,
Jets, right?
Yeah, Jets and Philadelphia.
They don't travel till week 3.
Yeah, we don't know what the Jets are going to be. I'm sure most people automatically think of the Jets as being bad, but every year's a new year. You just don't know. Obviously, Philly's one of the better teams in the league. The last thing you want to do, I'm sure people right now are looking at those first 2 games and thinking, let's be 1-1, because Philly's really good. But, those things, you never know what's going to happen. You never know how training camp's going to go. You never know about injuries. You don't know any of this stuff right now. So what you're looking for in preseason is good execution. That's what you're looking for.
Buddy, thank you for the time as always. We appreciate you accommodating. Always good stuff.
No, no problem at all. Yeah, we'll talk again next week, and we can make our final definitive judgments on everything next week.
Can't wait. Can't wait. That's what I live for. Definitive preseason
That's right,
judgments,
that's
Greg.
right.
You know me well.
Right.
That's Greg Cosell of NFL Films. Thank you, buddy. That's kind enough to make some time. And so that Lucas, I think, is the best way to kind of sum up your earlier opinion on Cam. It was designed for him to be 9 of 12, and he was 5 of 12. Yeah. And that your microphone is not on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Does that feel good?
They it's kind of crazy. They don't have to leave Nashville for like 6 weeks.
Yeah, no, that's a blessing. I mean, and again, smarter people than me smarter people than us have pointed out that they do have a significant long layoff between this Thursday preseason game and their next preseason game on Sunday to make the kind of corrections that we're talking about here. So it can be all right. Well, and I'm going to get to this at noon. Right? Just the overarching conversation around Cam. And the most reasonable version of it that we can have at noon today. But good stuff there from Greg. I hear we have a good prize for Friday Fire.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not bad.
What you hiding back there?
It's 2 tickets to the Louder Than Life concert single day passes in Kentucky, the largest rock and heavy metal concert in the world.
That's a big draw.
Or at least they say it is.
Maybe don't preface it like that.
Well, they claim that
why did you?
Because I don't know. I haven't looked up the facts. I don't know if there's a bigger one in like Yugoslavia or something.
Just read the copy.
Okay. Once you have signed the release form and uploaded a photo ID, that's the fulfillment note.
My Chemical Romance, Iron Maiden.
Oh, I heard their show last night was great. I was sorry to have missed it at Nissan Stadium. Looked like
The Who?
the My Chemical Romance.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang.
Papa Roach, Sublime
Yes.
will be out there at Louder Than Life. Jimmy Eat World, Rise Against. My goodness. Just a who's who.
Face melters.
Well, The Who's not going to be there.
Taking Back Sunday.
You already made that joke.
The Who's Who.
Anthrax. Tom Morello.
Oh, what's Tom Morello doing there? Get back to the Howard Stern show.
He's actually playing Cannery Hall soon. I saw his name flash on the little
That'd be a
screen
cool
on the
place
way
to
into
see him.
work. Yeah.
What, the acoustics in that place can handle a Tom Morello just guitar shred.
We could walk there from the station. We should go.
I need to go talk to him, see if he get me a job on the Stern show.
We were having such a good time.
Oh, I'm not leaving you, baby. I'm just seeing if I can.
My entire dating life. 615-737-1045. The number, if you call in and give us your Friday Fire, the good thing that happened to you this week. Sports, personal, professional, whatever made you feel good. 615-737-1045. The best submission wins those tickets to the Louder Than Life Festival next. Thought I was playing, did you? What happened back there? You were telling us a story.
I was telling you a story.
It's okay.
And
It happens.
I was like,
It was a good story.
I'll play it.
Positive story. That's a Friday Fire.
Can't wait for
That's a Friday
the
Fire.
silence alarms to hit. What's going on?
You were off the air for 20 seconds. Nothing.
Yep, there it is.
Nothing.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Mike and Ian. Everyone else that gets silence alarms.
It's okay.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm not sorry to anybody until somebody changes the podcast artwork back. I don't know who's responsible, but I'm out for blood on that. 615-737-1045. What's your Friday Fire? The good thing that happened to you this week. Thing that made you feel good. Did something happen at work? Did you get a promotion? Did you quit your job that you hated? Did you, I don't know. Did something good happen to you this week? Surely something did. To me, Friday Fire this week, just road trips. I love road trips. Good road trips and good people and going out to dinner and hanging out with Jimmy Wyatt and Teron Davenport and Nick Suss. Kaharski was out there for a day with us. Paul did a one-day trip to San Francisco because he had staff meetings at Belmont, which is an insane thing to do. Did not stay for the game. Teron left in the fourth quarter last night. I was like, TD, buddy, just go home before the game. If you're not even going to get to do the post-game locker, loves it, doesn't care, wants to do it anyway. Love that football road trips are back. Love that football's back. I know that's a cliche Friday Fire, but I enjoy the holy hell out of hanging out with my friends who do this for a living as well. It's a great experience. It's just incredibly lucky to be able to do what I do, and I appreciate that. That's my Friday Fire. It's not the most creative. That's a good one.
It's all right. It's a good cop-out.
Really? It's not a cop-out.
It's a good cop-out.
He doesn't say nice things ever. Just let him say nice things.
I'm having a good day.
We are very appreciative
You
of
two
you.
are pushing me. You're pushing me.
I'm not pushing.
Somebody already texted me and said it feels like you and Lucas have swapped roles for the day. How's that make you feel?
So it's Chuck and
Larry.
Bucus? Yeah.
Great movie.
That's you two.
We are Chuck and Larry, yes.
Which dibs on? No, Chuck is Sandler, right?
I don't remember.
So I got to be Fat Kevin James?
I can't remember. Is Chuck Sandler or is Sandler Larry?
It's
in
been a
that
while.
movie?
I just know that Dan Aykroyd's in it too, and I love Dan Aykroyd.
Dang, I got to watch Chuck and Larry this week.
Such a
Banger
good
of a movie.
Steve Buscemi,
I
too.
love the beginning of it where
It's for the tax benefits.
the one, Sandler's like girlfriend is like, you slept with my sister. He was like, I don't know, say this. He's like, you guys, let's get this over with. You guys just kiss and make up. Come on. It's such a good movie.
It's a
Great Sandler movie.
All right, now you two do it.
Robert Morris is my Friday Fire, a university in Pittsburgh that just so happens to be playing Akron in Akron's home opener, which famously the Zips are doing a promotion where they will select a random season ticket holder to script Akron's first offensive series. They'll meet with the coaching staff, lay out the play calls. The problem is Robert Morris fans now are starting to buy up Akron season tickets in hopes of winning the raffle to sabotage the opening drive. David Ubben did some great reporting on this. He spoke to both athletic directors. He spoke to Akron head coach Joe Moorhead. This is just awesome. A lower level rivalry. You love to see this stuff. Obviously, nothing's going to come of it, right? Like a Robert Morris fan isn't going to win this raffle and then like draw up a play where the running back just laterals it into a fumble or something like that. It's all well and good. It's all in good fun. I appreciate what is happening here. In one of the few, it feels like, somewhat pure levels of college football
I would
left.
agree.
Yes. My side Friday Fire is this collab that Hattie B's has done with Nashville SC.
Oh my, dude, it is gas.
It's filthy.
It is straight gas.
They're going to be...
The two of you could not sound more Caucasian.
They're
what else?
just cool
It
as
is
hell.
gas.
What else?
It
What
is gas.
other...
It's
what
a
other,
bop.
It's a bop.
Is Chugi good or bad? Remind me.
bad.
Chugi is bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's like trying too hard to be cool, right? Like, oh, you're being very Chugi.
Is it really?
It is not chuggy at all.
It is not campy either.
What? Is it chopped?
No,
Not chopped.
not
It is
chopped.
not chopped. It's fire. Literally. So you can purchase these shirts at the Nashville SC team store already. You can purchase them online. You can check them out. I post them to my Instagram story at Lucas Panzica. But this is the collaboration
Shameless.
I liked it for mine at Robbie_Walsh.
that we all need.
Stop it.
New hot chicken merch has dropped with Nashville SC, the best team in Major
The
League
two
Soccer.
of you are unbelievable.
I don't have any Hattie B's merch. I need
You
some
don't?
Hattie B's.
I'm telling you, I would wear that jersey until the end of time.
That is a cool jersey. Adam Sandler is Chuck. Kevin James
Okay.
is Larry.
Very good. Larry, what's your Friday Fire?
No, My Friday Fire is preseason, not just because football is back, not just because we actually have things to watch and talk about, but because preseason teaches you things.
Yes.
You actually learn things that you didn't know. Even someone who, as I'm not tooting my own horn, as you guys tout me as a ball knower, I still learn players. I still learn guys that I never even knew were in the league. Last night, Bengals-Lions, third quarter, I'm watching it, and I hear the crowd cheer as the announcers say, and the tackle by Amen Ogbongbemiga.
What?
I love this man. I need Ogbongbemiga. All right, Lucas, how do you say it? Look the phonetics up and you say it. Yours was way cooler sounding than mine.
There's no way it's right if he's saying it.
It's Amen
Ogbongbemiga.
Ogbongbemiga. Former Oklahoma State linebacker.
He's been with them for 4 years.
What? Ogbongbemiga. It's an awesome name. I mean, it's the best name in the NFL.
His first name's Amen.
Yeah, awesome name.
Amen. Ogbongbemiga.
He is Nigerian, moved to Houston, Texas at a young age, and then moved to Calgary. So he actually went to high school in Calgary.
Such a cool name.
There was a player who had a sack or a half a sack for the Titans last night I had never heard of in my life.
Who?
Something Powell? Manny Powell?
Was
Yes.
he packing? Manny Packy Powell? Anyway. Ogbongbemiga!
Very good.
I love this guy. When cuts come through, I hope he doesn't make it. I hope the Titans pick him up or the Ravens pick him up because I need on the tackle Ogbongbemiga! It's just, it just does it for me.
The chat is telling me that I am chopped unk status for real. I don't know what that means, but it scares
It
me.
means you're juiceless.
You wish.
We'll find out this weekend. I feel like I'm ready to have a weekend, fellas.
Should we?
I don't know about you
I'm
guys.
delirious. No, there's no way I'm going to last another hour. I'm going to take such a nap after this.
You go take a long nap. Tonight, we go to our favorite little spot in the East, that little dark vampire squad. We get a little, yeah.
Little chopped?
Yeah. I'm down to get totally
that right?
chopped tonight.
I don't think I used that.
Yeah, me neither.
615-737-1045, the number. What's your Friday Fire? What made you feel good? Share it with us, and we'll give you tickets to the Louder Than Life Festival. How about Dawson in Murfreesboro?
What's up, Buck? What's up, Lucas? How y'all doing today?
Eat it.
What
Robert.
up?
Oh, okay.
No, not you.
well-
Robert.
It was for me.
That was for you.
I'm moving in my fiance today. That's not my Friday Fire. My Friday Fire is British Prince George, British Columbia. There was a movie theater where the new Spider-Man movie came out, and they didn't have a poster. So one of their people had to draw a Spider-Man poster.
What?
Bart, please go look at this poster right now. Jesus, it is It looks
bad?
like a 4-year-old drew it. It's terrible.
What am I looking up?
So, it's this British Columbia movie theater,
Remember
like you
to
said,
stay on hold, Dawson. Thank you for the call.
in Canada, did not receive a poster for Spider-Man. So, the theaters are showing the movies. They're supposed to receive the movie posters. And it didn't receive one, so an employee of the movie theater just drew one.
It looks like Speeder Man.
It's so funny. It's Spider-Man doing like the rock on symbol with his hand.
That's how he gets his webs out. What are
Why
you
does he
talking
look like a
about?
frog?
That's so funny. He does look like a frog. That's he's like plump and kind of fat
That's
and like
Frogman.
a little hunched. Oh, that's so funny.
Speeder Man. Dude, that's Speeder Man.
That's pretty good.
That's
All right,
so great.
That is delightful. It made all of us laugh. Dawson knows how to play the game. Tom is in Franklin.
What's up, boys? So, today I'm on the way to get my brand new dentures.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good because I'm going to make a deal with the dentist. Bruh, let me pay for the next set, and if I'm gone, meaning I'm 68 years old right now, am I going to be alive when those next dentures are needed, or will you get to keep the money? We're going to see. Getting a new teeth today, boys.
Let's
Have a great day.
go.
Congrats,
Let's go.
Tom.
We love that for you, Tom. Well done.
Tom's got some new chompers.
Strong submissions
You're gonna be showing those pearly whites around town.
and making a deal with the dentist.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to get home and be like, baby, get me some corn on the cob, some ribs, like
Some wings.
some wings.
And
I
then you
need
take the dentures out.
I need something for that no denture adventure. Lay on down, Martha.
Oh, God. Jackson. You could have left it alone. You could have left it alone. Who's Martha?
She's about to
Martha's the nice lady that brings us pastries at pregame.
she's about to get gummed to death tonight by old Tommy boy.
No, Jackson in Jonesboro, save us, Jesus.
Hey, I got you, fellas. So, listen, last night, my family and I went to a banquet down in Jackson, Mississippi, for this organization called Southern Outdoors Unlimited. And for us, it means close to home because my little boy has cerebral palsy and a brain disorder, injury. And so we got to be involved with that. But so what they do is they raise money for children with disabilities to go on hunts and be out in the outdoors, to go fishing, things like that. And so they raised, at minimum, they raised over $200,000 last night.
Hell yeah.
And so that makes a lot of, that makes my heart just exceed with joy. And I hope it, just a plug for them, to help their organization out. And I'm glad you guys are having a great Friday and tighten up. So,
Hey, Jackson, real quick, say the name of the organization again for people who want to learn more, if you would.
It's called Southern Outdoors Unlimited, SOU. It's based out of Southern Mississippi. You can find their website on, you can find them on Facebook, Instagram, you look them up on the internet, whatever. It's a great organization, so it means a lot. So.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for the call.
Good stuff.
We appreciate it. And so you can, if in the event that the tickets don't go to Jackson, which it's a good submission, you can still make a difference by getting involved and looking up the good work that this organization is doing.
Stuff like that is huge, by the way. My dad actually works with another company in North Carolina that does something similar, but you never really think about how inaccessible fishing spots, hunting spots, if you're in a tree stand or wherever you're hunting at, how inaccessible that is for people with disabilities. So kids that are interested with it don't really have an avenue to get into it. So they make like handicap accessible deer blinds, like where kids that maybe don't have all their motor functions, they're able to get in there and hunt. Getting to see the smile on those kids' face is awesome because in any other walk of life, any other year than this year, probably the last 20 years, they'd never have the opportunity to even do something like this. So that tickles me too, Jackson. That's probably my favorite so far. Even
Billy.
though I did love Tom's new Chalmers.
They've just been all rock stars so far. Billy and Gallatin, finish strong.
Yes. So I had a job offer this week, finally. And I know it's only preseason, but the Titans won a game. Very,
Okay.
very excited.
Congratulations on the job offer. I mean, listen, I know the economy is not an ideal situation right now. I know the employment numbers are wretched based on the last jobs report that I saw. So that is good news.
Billy getting straight to the munyon.
So Jackson dropped off.
Get out of my ear.
Tom's new
I was so
dentures
scared.
Oh, good.
or Dawson. What was Dawson?
Well, Jackson
It
dropped.
was about his creek.
Jackson dropped, but Southern, what was the name of the organization?
SOU, Southern Outdoor Unlimited.
Southern Outdoor Unlimited. Jackson dropped, so Jackson will not have the opportunity to win the tickets.
Oh, Dawson had the Spider-Man poster. Tom had the new dentures.
Yes.
I think Tom should get that.
Tom, they all made me smile and they all make me happy, but Tom was good. Well done, Tom. Enjoy those new dentures and what may come after them without the dentures. Martha. Shame on you, really. Final hours next.
12:04, good afternoon from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs, 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Lucas Panzica. The Titans opened the preseason with a 19-13 win at the 49ers. Cam Ward got a few series in with the first team offense, 5 of 12 for 57 yards, a rating of 56.6. Not the best day for the second-year quarterback. Kicker Joey Sly was on his game, going 4 for 4 with a long of 58, helping the Titans to the preseason win. More preseason action tonight. The Broncos at the Falcons, Bucks at Jets, Dolphins at Commanders. All three games kick off at 6 p.m. Tomorrow night at Geodis Park, Nashville Soccer Club hosts Inter Miami. It is a matchup of number 1 versus number 2 in the Major League Soccer standings. Kickoff at 7:30. Pregame coverage right here on The Zone begins at 7. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The show is flying, and we're not done yet. We've got less than an hour to go, and we've got a football game to talk about. We got a Robert Saleh press conference to play for you. I was at the press conference last night in Santa Clara, and then flew back, I guess, at about 2 a.m. Central Time and hit the red eye and ready to rock and talk about this game and the performance that was. We have obviously spent a lot of time talking with Cosell and talking with Brett Kern about a number of different things around the game. We have obviously talked about Cam Ward already today. That was Lucas's stock down submission. The quarterback was 5 of 12 last night. Cosell's analysis, if you heard it in the second hour, was the game plan and the plays that they were calling for Cam Ward in these 3 series that he was out there for were designed to have him go 9 of 12. Cam went 5 of 12 for 57 yards. The longest completion was the 18-yard catch and run, which was a great effort by Calvin Ridley. The second longest completion of the game was the screen pass to Gunnar Helm, which Cosell broke down appropriately as far as the degree of difficulty that was. Not very. So, Lucas, today, Titans fans are probably not. I put this tweet out after Cam was done, after Cam's night was done. I said, so we can all agree that Cam Ward's performance tonight was uninspiring. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I hope it inspired him to get better.
One would hope. But if you are somebody who is excited about Cam Ward, you probably left that a little uninspired. The reaction to that tweet is what I fear around any conversation around a quarterback, where half of the people are screaming at me, just come out and call him a bust. I said, no, I didn't do that. I said he was uninspiring if you hadn't seen that to this point. And the rest of the commentary is, well, that's putting it nicely. You didn't go far enough.
He is a bust.
Yeah. Call him a bust. What are you scared of? Are you on the team payroll?
Yeah, one side's like, oh, why don't you go ahead and call him a bust if you're going to overreact like that?
Yeah, correct.
The other side is, call him a bust because he is a bust. So it's either, it has to be an extreme.
I used the word uninspiring, and I got no in between. It was either I hate the kid or I didn't go far enough, and you should bury him. That's not the purpose of this exercise. He was uninspiring yesterday, but I think that's an important performance for Titans fans to see with their own eyes, the vast majority of them, right? Because this is the first time that the vast majority of them have seen Cam Ward play football. They're not at training camp. Maybe they see highlights. Teams only post good clips unless you're the Eagles. Did we ever get to that? They must hate Jalen Hurts. That tweet has like 20 million views. It's just the quarterback throwing an interception. The way that people lost their minds. It all comes down to me to what you expect out of Cam Ward today. The expectation that I have of Cam Ward today is that he is a work in progress that has some very clear and obvious limitations and some very clear and obvious correctable issues that he needs to work on unto himself and with the coaching staff that is designed to help further his progress. He is not, to me, this holy figure that has come to save the Titans franchise from all its ills. He is not a bust by any stretch of the imagination. He is on track to be an NFL caliber starting quarterback. Is that enough if that's the line? I mentioned Baker Mayfield early in the show. Baker Mayfield is a former number 1 overall pick. Is Baker Mayfield, again, nobody needs to project the rest of his career today. But if he tracks like Baker Mayfield, which is a starting caliber to at times above average player, when they're surrounded with the right pieces and parts, is that acceptable to you? It may be, it may not be. You may want Joe Burrow. You may want one of these 5 or 6 guys that is capable of dragging any team that they're on into contention. He's not that. He's not Josh Allen. He's not Joe Burrow. He's not Lamar Jackson. That doesn't mean that he can't still be a damn good quarterback. What he is today is a work in progress. And so the progress that they make from game to game with the corrections, the clear and obvious corrections that he needs to make, showing some of the warts that caused him problems last year, on a better football team, because we would agree that for the most part, outside of the secondary, the rest of it was sufficient to good. Yes? The offensive line played well.
Like in terms of the first team, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking about the first team. I'm talking about the players that we are going to see the vast majority of the time, provided they're healthy. Outside of Cordell Flott and Alontae Taylor getting taken for a ride, the rest of it was sufficient. The rest of it was on par with expectations. What do you want Cam Ward to be, and what do you need him to be today? Today, I need him to be a little bit better than he was yesterday, and to take these corrections and to learn from them and to cut down on some of the things that he's clearly a little bit stubborn about in the style of play that he has. He has to adjust. He's by no means a finished product. And if you are assigning that value to him, that holy figure, that savior-like figure to him, simply because he's a number 1 overall pick, I think you're doing him a disservice in the way that you're going to talk about him. Because he's just going to be a different kind of a player. And if he ends up being one of the 80% that's a starting caliber quarterback that could benefit from some help around him, I think that's okay at the end of the day. That's what he's tracking for right now.
Sure. That works.
Who do you guys think is having a better Friday? Cam Ward?
Fernando.
Or Pat McAfee? After the release of The Diary of a Polarizing Figure. It's now available on Spotify.
You told me it was bad.
I want to tell you guys that I was wrong. It is not bad. It is quite possibly the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
How much more? I told you I wanted to play it during, like, in the bump backs.
Oh,
and
impossible.
Just get live reaction to it, and you said impossible.
Impossible. He cusses like a 4-year-old on this. It's like an AI person wrote this and then put it through like a Jelly Roll synthesizer, and then the lyrics were spit out, and then Pat McAfee re-recorded it.
Does he cuss like a
Yes.
like a 12-year-old that just learned to cuss?
Yes.
You know, and just says it because they think it's really cool, or like the way like when Buck cusses when he interviews Titans players, so they'll think he's cool.
Yes.
When's the last time I did that?
This week. We just didn't play it.
What?
The end of the Jeffrey Simmons interview.
The interview was over.
You could have waited till you hit the button.
You can't talk?
Yeah.
The two of you are saints.
No, that's
when
like,
the microphone's
no,
off.
It is like your way of like, see, no, I'm cool. I'll cuss in the interview. That's how you know I'm cool.
You don't cuss in your normal interactions with human beings?
Sure, but I don't know. It's very clear. It's very intentional from you. I can tell.
What?
I don't know. You like buddy. You're like, well, I'm buddy with them. Like, yeah, we're just shooting the bleep. You know what I mean? Just you and me, just friends hanging out.
You don't cuss when you talk to people?
I mean, not when I'm like interviewing people for a radio show.
The interview was over.
Yes, but there have been several instances where the interview very much was not over.
I did it once
literally
where I
dump
forgot.
you.
I think I did it with Greg. The last time I did it. The drama.
It's okay.
You're allowed to cuss.
They think you're cool, man.
They do think you're cool.
They think you're cool.
You're doing a great job.
You're doing great.
Thanks, guys.
Don't worry. They think you're their friend. Don't worry.
I'm just scared that I'm going to age out.
They'll be your friend. They'll hang out with you.
Please?
Hold on. I do want to read you guys the set list of this. It's like 14 songs. I wonder if some of these, like, somebody just had sitting around, and he was like, "Hey, do you have any songs you haven't put out that I could just totally steal?" And say,
Oh, yes,
saying,
we were ripping McAfee. I forgot what we were doing.
when you look it up, oh man, this is great. So the album released today, right? And anybody with that high level of profile, you would expect their music to get a little pub because of how big they are. I'm looking at it right now, and Spotify will tell you how many plays songs have. Not one song on this album outside of the single that was released ahead of time has more than 1,000 plays.
Somebody also reminds me I did say the S word on 3HL yesterday. I did.
No, you didn't.
I was distracted.
Did they fuss at you?
Ross did, but I don't care about Ross.
Well, that's good. I'm glad Ross fussed at you. The set list. Tell me if any of these just really tickle you guys and you think you'd want to go listen to it after the show's over. Or actually after 6 o'clock once everybody at the Zone is done doing what they're doing.
These are just the names of the songs.
Correct.
Songs.
Because we can't play the songs.
The opening track, Pitbull and a Mugshot.
That's the name of the song?
Yes.
Pitbull's not featured on it?
No, unfortunately not. He would probably get a little more play if he was.
Jelly's for sure involved in this.
That is the song when I went, yep, Jelly co-wrote these. Blue Collar Symphony. Good Times. The amount of times, by the way, he rhymes E, like smoking tree, feeling free, you and me, love to be. It's just like all the easiest rhymes you could possibly
You're better
make.
at this than he is. You're already better at this.
I heard the phrase smoking tree at least 150 times in the first 3 songs. We get it. You smoke pot, you're cool.
Keep going.
Young Me, Good Times, Polarizing Figure, Outlaws. Oops. Smoking.
Just oops.
Yeah, just oops. Smoking. No One Ever Knows.
Wait, the song is just called Smokin'?
Yes.
Very on the nose.
This one, Rich as Bleep.
Oh, yes. Relatable.
Big rain coming. Oh, watch out. There's a big rain coming, y'all. You're Alive. Click Clack. And Cheers to the South. Dookie isn't even on this album. Dookie was just a fun little single
Just
he
an
put
EP?
out. Yeah.
That's so great.
Okay. So let me ask you a serious question. Because if you were on, because we can objectively say that Pat McAfee is a sports media superstar.
Oh, 100%.
Yes?
I mean, he crosses multiple sports, too. Like, he had his time with WWE. He's doing the big show thing.
Okay.
Game day, you can hate him, but that is a fact. Yeah.
I don't hate him. I have no strong opinions on Pat. I know that a lot of people are freaking out at him about the sitting next to Trump at this Patriots game.
I like him on game day. I think he
and
great
Saban
energy.
are a great dynamic on game day. Now, I'm not saying a bunch of good things before I neg him on the back end. I'm just asking, if you were on that trajectory and you hired the guy who Ari Gold and Entourage is modeled off of is now his agent, Ari Emanuel. And Ari Emanuel says, I want to turn you into, have you seen this? Did an interview. He said he wants to turn Pat into the next Sylvester Stallone.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. But if they are giving you all of these opportunities, if it makes money for Pat McAfee, is it a loss? Because this is objectively bad, right? Nobody's going to praise this creatively, other than I'm sure there's a number of yes men and people who are surrounding and are based off the Pat McAfee economy that are like, Pat, it's so good, who are also probably as high as Pat sitting in the room listening to Click Clack.
It's a Click Clack.
I'm glad you guys brought
It's the name of the song.
Yes, it's Click
So
Clack.
if you were this kind of rich, famous, and powerful, and everybody said, do whatever you want, do whatever you want, you telling me you wouldn't put something bad out like this? I'm not defending it. I'm just saying we would all probably push this a little too far. And we are now into the jumping of the shark territory with Pat McAfee, who, if he makes money off of this, is probably still going to consider it a success.
I don't see any way this could be seemed. He's got less than 1,000 plays, and the song's been out for almost, 12 hours? It dropped at midnight?
Okay, that's what I'm curious about. Like, is his thing strong enough to support crap?
Okay, it's not going to succeed. Number one, because it's not good. And number two, just because you're a superstar and you do this does not. How many superstar athletes try this?
Sure.
Right? Like, so yeah, I'm not expecting this to be a smashing success.
But his is different, right? He has a legit audience. if he can transfer that audience into plays on this thing, does that inherently make it a success? If it ends up blowing up because he sends his hordes of, Barstool knockoff people, respectfully, to this thing, and it all of a sudden has 100,000 plays in an hour, does that mean it's a success?
I think it would have to be so bad that it's good, and this is just bad. Like, it's not like memey or funny or like there's no way you can spin this. But you said his agent wants to turn him into the next Sylvester Stallone. Did you guys know that Sylvester Stallone had a hit song?
No.
I'll play a little bit of it for you. Sorry, YouTube chat, you're already going to complain, but
No way.
That's fine.
It's called Drinkenstein.
I thought that was you.
No. This isn't real.
Dolly is in the music video.
No.
Yes. Dude, y'all, everybody, especially
Dolly's in it?
Dolly is in the music video.
What year was this made? This has to be the height of Stallone. This has to be fresh off Rocky.
Oh, my God.
This video, let me see when Drinkenstein came out.
Like Drinkenstein, as in like Frankenstein?
Yes,
Or
it
like
could-
a drinking stein?
No, Drinkenstein, as in Frankenstein. Budweiser, you created a monster because as he drinks it, he turns
Right.
into Drinkenstein.
Oh, my
Drinkenstein
God.
came
Yes.
out. Year it came out. Come on, Google, help me out, dude.
YouTube is complaining about not hearing it. I promise you didn't miss anything.
1984, June 22nd. It was for the comedy movie Rhinestone, who starred Dolly Parton.
Dolly's in it.
So
Okay.
Dolly's in that movie.
I feel it was made to be comedic.
No, it can still be good. 9 to 5 was made for that movie. 9 to 5 is a banger.
But this isn't bad. I don't know if he cusses, so I'll dump it if he does. But
Is he trying to sound drunk? Is that what he's doing?
maybe.
I feel like he's trying to be funny.
Because right now he sounds to me as if he has a speech impediment.
Oh, Curtis says Eddie Murphy made that trash song with MJ.
Hey,
He better be not be talking about Party all the time because that's a
well,
banger.
that was also a number one hit, right?
That's a
Didn't he get to number
banger.
one? That was a thing. Richard Pryor was like, "I bet you can't write a number one hit," and Eddie was like, "I bet I can."
But that's what I'm
song
asking.
slaps.
That's kind of what I'm asking you guys. Like, I'm not saying that Pat McAfee is Sylvester Stallone or Eddie Murphy, but is he famous enough to get bad stuff off the ground? Because if he is, he's going to start doing this more. Because people, if you have that kind of an audience, people are just going to flock to this crap.
Woof.
What we got saved from is one of those songs being the college football song for.
Jesus.
I'm glad that whoever the powers that be, I'm sure he pitched it. I'm sure he went to them and was
sure?
like, "Hey,
I'm sure he's not happy about not getting it.
use my song Dookie for this."
Which would the Smoking Tree, perhaps.
They're all so bad. If you want to listen to some of the worst music you've ever heard, put it on. Have a Friday.
I don't want it to sound like I hate the guy though, because I am thoroughly impressed with him. I don't know that you could do this 100 other ways, right? Like, I think he's got a very specific thing that he's carved out to great success. So I'm not like, I don't want to hate on the guy for doing it, but I also don't want this slop to be passed off as quality work just because he's famous enough to start doing that.
Oh, did you toss?
No.
Okay, good.
I was just laughing at the fact that you could hear him yawn on my microphone.
I did turn my mic off.
Robert Sala next. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. It's the only thing I didn't get in San Francisco. Did you get one of those Hattie B's melts?
I ate it
Hattie
cold.
melts?
I ate it cold, and it was still gas.
It was so good.
I like the inverted bun. I was telling Lucas that's different, like where the bun is like upside down on it.
Oh, that's right.
It was really good. And also, Nick told Lucas that he would not let him know where they get their pickles from, but I need that information. I need a bucket full of those pickles.
No, not quite. Anthony said that he would have to kill us.
I'm willing to take that chance. Like, okay, take
You would
one of
die
y'all.
for pickles.
Like, you know the song,
You would
Don't
die
Take
for Hattie B's pickles.
Don't Take the Girl? Take them. Take them. I don't care. Just tell me where you get the pickles from.
So, the Titans did win a preseason game. It was not Cam Ward's best outing. Curtis Rourke was the best quarterback on the field. Joey Sly was the MVP of the game, 4 field goals, many from distance, a lot of 50-plus attempts. Really nice rebound. Joey Sly ended up 11 of 11 from the joint training camp practice and the preseason game combined after not having a very pleasant outing at the Friday Nissan Stadium scrimmage a week ago. Number of different things took place. A lot of things good, a lot of things bad. I was at the Robert Saleh press conference last night. He did a Zoom call with local media today that started basically right as the show got on the air. So instead of starting the show with Robert Saleh on Zoom, we figured we'd do that with you now.
One of the things that was kind of an issue for Cam last year, we've seen it a little bit in practice and again last night, is that he looked good on the first drive and things were in sync. But then when things kind of got out of sync, it seemed like that there were multiple incompletions, like he missed 4 or 5 passes in a row. What do you feel like is causing that, and how much of a concern is it, and how do you correct it?
You know, we've the good news is going back and digging in on the film, like every pass play that Dave's called yesterday, we've run in practice. And you guys have been there, and you guys have seen flashes of Cam and the entire offense operating at a very high level. And it's as simple as just time on task. You know, he's every single one of those plays he's executed flawlessly in practice, and he's got to be able to have the confidence in not only himself but his teammates to just execute, get your feet down, play with great technique, and deliver the football just like he has. And you know, we're gonna continue to harp on all the technique, the fundamentals. We're gonna continue to rep things at a high level, and but it's just reps.
Good morning, Robert. With that, trying to learn about this team and what you've got in these players, where do you feel like you're at in that process now with 2 weeks of preseason still kind of left to go?
You know, this past week, I really think that we had a really productive week. You know, when you look at, you know, both line of scrimmages, offensively and defensively, I thought offense on Tuesday had a really great day running the football, protecting the quarterback, and I think that translated into the game. And so did the defensive line. I thought the defensive line did a really nice job with regards to the run game and now the front seven. And I think that carried on into the game. So there's a lot of really good things that we're able to pull from the tape that we did pull from practice, but again, there's always going to be things to work on. There's always going to be things to get better at. And right now, when you look at it, there's, you know, winning one-on-ones in the pass game, both offensively and defensively, are always for the history of football, always be an urgent matter.
Anthony Hill played a lot of snaps last night. How do you like what you saw from him, both in the joint practice and in the game?
Anthony Hill, you said?
That's correct.
Yeah, I thought Anthony showed up pretty well. You know, he's got one thing. You know, he's really young, and what he does have is an immense amount of power and strike. And when the offensive linemen get to that second level, he's able to dip and get under their pads and knock them off to get to the ball. And you know, he's continuing to learn. There's always going to be things for him where, as a rookie, he's got to continue to accelerate his ability to communicate at a very high level. But at the same time, I thought for his first time out, live bullets, I thought he did a nice job.
Hey, Robert. What did you make of the performance from the swing tackle spot last night, and how much will you and Mike continue to look at potential options in free agency and what's out there too?
Yeah, I thought our O-line showed up pretty good yesterday in the run game. I thought we did a really nice job in the pass game. A lot of guys on that offensive line are battling to earn a spot on the 53-man roster, and to say we made headway or not, there's still, God, I want to say 3 more weeks of this when you include the 2 more weeks. I'm sorry, 2 more weeks, and so there's a lot of things that we got to look at over the next couple of weeks, and but so far so good.
Robert, sorry if I'm repetitive. I'm having a little trouble here, and wondering if you think any of Cam's speeding things up yesterday might have been a throwback to the necessity to speed things up last year out of some of the.
Paul, that's a fair question. And it could be. It's the first time in live bullets, and there is a trust thing. And you look at the plays that we had yesterday. I think he had ample amount of time when you look at it, and when you look at like I said, the play design, every single play that we ran yesterday we ran in practice, and the entire offense executed perfectly. So again, it's time on task. It's building trust with his teammates. It's building confidence in himself. But there's no doubt Cam is capable. We've just got to go execute.
Robert, what is it about Nick Singleton's running style that made him effective last night, and what have you seen from him so far?
He's got great vision. He's got great feet. And his start and stop is pretty damn good. He can go 0 to 60 pretty quick, and what I loved about him, he was finishing his runs violently. Getting his shoulder down, running people over, moving forward, gaining 3 or 4 yards after contact. So again, he's got a lot to him. Obviously, still a lot of things that he's got to clean up also. But again, for a rookie first start, that was pretty good.
Robert, wondering what you thought of Parnell Tate's night, and what you thought in terms of how he did on separation. Could he have done any better on the targets that were directed towards him?
Yeah, the first one, the one down in the end zone. That's press coverage. It was an RPO. Probably should have handed the ball off. I think we walk in the end zone if we hand the ball off there. But overall, like again, first game, I thought he was physical, and I know you guys don't see it all from, and you guys will once you get to all 22. But I thought he was very physical in the run game. I thought his block is what sprung the touchdown on the next play after the throw to him in the end zone. So he played physical, he played fast. He was winning his one-on-ones when he got those opportunities, and as time goes, we'll find ways to get him the ball.
You touched on Carmona a little bit last night. Now that you've seen some of the tape, what exactly did he do well? And I'm kind of curious, what's the plan for this next week with that position specifically? Is he going to run with the ones, or are you going to try to mix it up to see what else you got?
Yeah, we'll have a discussion about that here this afternoon. But he showed really well, and it's all the same things I talked to you guys about earlier. Just he's stable in there. He's a great communicator. He's doing a good job holding his own. He's physical. He plays from snap to the echo of the whistle, which we covet, and so he's doing a really nice job.
Robert, you said you didn't have any updates. How concerned are you about J.C. Latham and a pec issue, since that was something that he had been dealing with earlier this year?
J.C. didn't have the pec. It was J.K. Kennick.
Thank you. Sorry, the transcript was a little off. No, from the Niners.
No, JC came out perfect, and he actually had a great game. But as far as JK, we're still waiting for the MRI results to get back.
Thank you.
Hey, Robert, I know you guys as coaches really value your time in preseason action and with joint practice, kind of seeing things about your team that you aren't able to when it's just the team itself facing itself. Maybe what were some of the bigger picture takeaways that you learned about your team from the whole trip to San Francisco? And are there any certain things you're emphasizing to your team that you want to see them improve on this week with another team coming to town?
Yeah, I said it earlier. I really think the violence at which we played, especially on the offensive side of the ball on Tuesday, in the run game and in the protection system along the offensive line, was outstanding. And I think it carried over into the game yesterday. I thought our run game showed what you saw in the run game yesterday was really a continuation of what happened on Tuesday. And that's exciting. And it'll be exciting to see if we can do that again against the world champs, and arguably the best defense in all of football. And then from a defensive standpoint, same thing. I thought we did a really nice job in the run game on Tuesday, held our own against a really, really good offense. And I felt like that continued on into Saturday, into the game yesterday. We all in both phases need to get better in the pass game, whether it's one-on-one man coverage, understanding our zone, the details of our zone coverage, which showed on Tuesday. And then offensively, obviously, the timing and the trust and winning your one-on-ones and getting the ball to where we need to get it. So there's always going to be things to work. Like I said, this was a very productive week. And I learned that, and one thing I did learn, that one thing that we will take away is that I do think we have a team that won't back down, a tough-minded team, and a team that's going to be ready to work.
So that is Terry McCormick being sent to the shadows, but also Robert Saleh in his press conference with local media at 10 a.m. today. So some things to react to off that. If you have any final thoughts for us, obviously it's not too early to get in with Blaine Bishop, the Hitman, and Zach Lyons, who are going to talk more about the preseason that was last night, the preseason action that was last night. 615-737-1045. Last call for phone calls for the week. I'm Buck Rising, 1045 The Zone. Oh, it's the end of the show. What a shame. This is a fun show today, bud. Lucas is, by the way, off at a BJ Callahan Zoom press conference. He is on the call for this game on Saturday with Nashville SC hosting Inter Miami. And it sounds like Lionel Messi. Now, whether Messi will start, whether Messi will come off the bench, obviously the story around Lionel Messi right now, outside of the World Cup and Argentina's loss, is his father's recent passing here in the last couple of days, I believe within a week, and is still expected to play on Saturday at Geodis Park, which I'm sure will have much interest in. Again, a game between two very, very good teams. In fact, I think it is the game for the lead in MLS right now, if I'm not mistaken, though Lucas would correct me if I'm incorrect on that. Last call for phone calls, if you got them, 615-737-1045. Is there anything that we didn't talk about from the preseason game that is worth mentioning? We didn't talk about Levis. I mean, we did. We talked about him getting mugged back there perpetually. I think that we can have a larger conversation about that throughout the course of the week. We've got a long time between this preseason game last night and their next preseason game, which will be Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks, who will be in town for joint training camp practice. 1 day of joint training camp practice, and then the game itself. If I'm not mistaken, the practice is Friday and the game is Sunday, or maybe the practice is Thursday and the game is Sunday. I need to refresh my schedule.
I think we're out there at practice Monday, Thursday, Friday, or is it Monday, Wednesday, Thursday? Some of us should definitely know.
I know I have practice tomorrow. I know I don't have anything to do after the show today other than sedate myself and take a nap and then go binge drink with you.
You do. This will be included in the binge drinking. We got 3 preseason games tonight.
Okay. I also want to talk next week about Mendoza and Cam. I want to watch Mendoza and then talk about it within the context of Cam. Because I do think there's going to be some level of dialogue, right? Just watching 2 back-to-back number 1 overall picks. Also, so wait. The number 1 overall pick before Cam was Caleb Williams. The number 1 pick after Cam is Mendoza. So, yeah, I mean, any level of conversation around Cam, that position, and his relative peers will be discussed, and obviously Dart in that class and Shuck as well. Giants have not played a preseason game yet?
That is correct. They play on Saturday against the Vikings at noon.
Neither of the Saints?
The Saints have also not. The Saints play, scrolling down, looking for it. Oh, tomorrow at 3 o'clock against the Jaguars.
Okay. So I'm sure there will be some level of discussion to be had around Cam and the other guys of his, either in his draft class or around his draft class, specifically the number 1 overall picks that he is bookended by how they perform. I don't know if Caleb Williams is going to play in the preseason or not, but obviously Caleb Williams is an ascending player who is coming off a playoff run and a hell of an exciting season that will be difficult to match. So.
Well, tonight. I don't know if tonight's going to be, and you know what? Preseason is so hard to figure out whether it's going to be a fun game or not. Last night, you had some real powerhouse teams playing, and there really wasn't that much juice, even though I really enjoyed it. Tonight, Dolphins and Commanders kick us off at 6. Actually, every single one of these games kick off at 6. So I'm unsure whether we'll get to see a little bit of Malik Willis with the Dolphins. Jeff Hafley, you'd imagine they'd want to get a little continuity going and maybe a series or 2 from him. Also get Broncos-Falcons. We get to look at that putrid quarterback room for the Falcons. Tua is getting the start with Cooper Rush close behind. And Bucks and Jets. Kroll's team getting the nod. Kroll, who is the backup
getting the
quarterback
nod?
for you
Yes,
guys?
you exist. You are a team.
Cade Klubnik. That's right.
Whoa.
Get a little Cade Klubnik action
The guy who dreamed about being a Jet, which nobody has said ever.
I'm tickled to see a little Ruben Bain action tonight, hopefully. He has been mauling people.
He looks like a problem. Looks very much like a problem. We talked a little bit yesterday about Rookie of the Year odds, Offensive Rookie of the Year odds, specifically around Carnell Tate. And, Mendoza is leading them right now, despite not being the active starting quarterback of his football team. Defensive Rookie of the Year is going to be an interesting race to watch, too, because there's a lot of high-profile, very talented players in a couple of different spots that I think will be worth monitoring. Let's wrap it up with some phone calls. Let's go to Ernie in Nashville. Hey, Ernie.
Hi, I don't know if, hey, Buck, I don't know if anyone talked about J.C. Latham's pass blocking effort.
We talked with Cosell about J.C. Latham generally, and that he had a really good night.
He said he done real good in run defense.
You mean as a...
No, not run
right.
defense and run blocking.
Yeah.
But I noticed two times it was said run blocking was good, and it was, but the pass blocking was a little atrocious.
Well, no, I disagree. Honestly, that's not the takeaway that I had last night. The pocket was fine. Cam kind of made a mess of it. Being completely honest, there were multiple times where Cam had a clean pocket. Now, if you're talking about the second and third units, but I thought J.C. Latham and the starting five were adequate. There was one time where Skoronski got bowled over. So that one, and I don't know, I don't know what his responsibility was on that play. I don't know if the guy took a shade on him that put Pete at an inherent disadvantage. I don't know if he's supposed to pass him off to Dan Moore in that spot, but he did get bowled over, and it was highlighted that a $1 million player is knocking over on his ass a $25 million a year player.
I want to bring this up, and this is something Titans can put the feather in their cap for last night. I was watching the game through my own means, and the stream I was watching ended up giving me the 49ers TV broadcast.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a virus.
Yeah. Well, I did try to download something as soon as I got onto it. I was like, when did we start to do this? On the broadcast, Jeffrey Simmons got a holding call.
Yep.
And the broadcaster, who I was unsure who this 49ers team was. They did a good job last night, though. Noted, I felt like that was a little bit of the superstar tax. Jeffrey Simmons being like an all-world defender. He's going to get those calls, but I thought it was a little ticky-tacky, and they shouldn't have thrown it. Guys, you have arrived. Has anyone in the history of Everdom said the Titans got a call because of a superstar player?
Never in my life.
Good.
Guy Haberman, Tim Ryan. Tim Ryan is Tim Ryan, the former Bears quarterback, is the
large
color
guy,
analyst. Yeah,
really tall guy. Yeah,
yes.
I thought he was excellent last night. And also noted on the Prysock deflection on the end zone. Depending on how you look at it, I've seen people say it was a hold or a DPI. I think that would also be a little ticky-tacky. I thought it was just a great play on the ball. But it is what it is. It's preseason. But
He's
you've
a
arrived.
monster of a quarter.
Dude. And you, earlier in the show, you were like, isn't that one of your guys? I will not even take credit for him. Because the first time I saw someone talking about him was Teron Davenport at the Senior Bowl. And when Teron was like, hey, this guy looks really good, I was like, oh, I have to go watch him. So Teron Davenport is who put me on to Ephesians. But that was a guy that Teron was touting the entire offseason.
You would think I would be smarter about football for how many years I've been sitting next to Teron learning about these guys.
You need to just start taking notes. Like, you know how reporters put their recorders on the podium?
Yeah.
You need to start putting a recorder near Teron so you can go back and transcribe what he said.
Or I could just do what this, there was this one idiot who, Robert, was taking Jimmy's practice notes, Teron's practice notes, like one of these blog boys.
Right.
Okay? Taking Jimmy's and Teron's practice notes and the rest of us who were providing live updates from Niners practice and presenting them as his own live updates without being in the same state as the practice. Somebody pointed this out to me on Twitter. And this is a person who occasionally shows up at home games and has recently got credentialed. And by the way, I'm not like gatekeeping on this. I would not have a career if not for Coach Mack and Teron and people. We all have people that help us. So if you're trying to get in, I respect that. And this person's been coming to Titans games and the occasional training camp practice for a couple of years now. But he was tweeting live updates without being able to see, talking about the level of play and the offensive line and the fights that were happening and presenting it as his own information.
That's wrong. That's just wrong.
I thought Jimmy was screwing with me. Wyatt told me about this when we were at dinner the other night. And then sure enough, I went and looked at this dude's Twitter feed and there it was.
That's why you got to vet your sources. You got to vet the guys you listen to and take everything into context.
And mute me on Twitter on game days. Have a good weekend.